I went out last weekend, had a few drinks, and to my foolishness, ended up having a one-night stand with one beautiful girl. I woke up the next morning. Where is my phone?
Hello, boys and girls.
Oh, oh la la la.
How you all doing? Today's Monday again. So that's how the bounce is doing.
Unfortunately.
Up and graceful, I suppose. Anyway, we have guests today. How
We
are
do.
you? Fine, thank you.
Good.
Just introduce yourselves.
I will try. All right. So let me start. My name is Dele. And this is my sister, my lovely sister.
Yeah, thank you for introducing me.
We run celebrations. It's a greeting cards and gifts business. We're just here to chat, make some noise as well with you guys.
We love noise.
Yeah.
Sorry, he just said my sister.
He didn't say your name. I was about to say that. What happened?
No, it's fine. I'll do it. My name is Dunni.
Oh, your parents are so cute.
My name is Dunni. He's kind of said everything, to be honest. I'm a director at Celebrations, and it's my brother, obviously.
Yes.
Who's older?
I know the chair is not that big, but you guys are very sitting down very close for siblings. If it was me and my brother, we'd already be pinching each other. We shift.
Who's older?
Me.
I was about to say, what do you think? But yes, but she's older. I tend to, protect her all the time.
Oh,
Yes.
so
cute. That's so cute. Wow.
Jerry and Bolu, see
my
your
own
mates.
brother is watching, because the other day, on Saturday, we went somewhere, and as in my heels got stuck, and my brother had gone inside the venue.
Wow.
Before he came back, I was like, "What are you doing?" I said my face. I said, "So remove your leg now." I just thought, you know what?
To be fair.
So everybody's zone is different.
Very
That's true.
Yeah, that's what
true.
it is.
Very
Yeah.
unique.
But it's like I said, I mean, she's older, but she's always been like, she has a kind of like, I don't call it a mommy figure. We have another sister who is like the mommy.
Yes.
That one is more of like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But we're like closer to age, so it's easier for us to work
fair
together.
enough. The hardship of being the oldest, I understand that one. Yes. You always be the mommy. If you have younger siblings who are also closer in age, they don't rate you. They just think...
Are you first?
Yes.
Yeah, no wonder she's...
Yes.
Don't worry.
I feel for your sister. What's her own
Child,
D name?
No, it's not a D name.
Okay.
It's
See?
Adrian. I know.
They excluded her from the beginning. She had no chance.
No beating the allegations. But yes. But yeah.
So what did you guys do this weekend? How did it go? Did you have fun? Was it all work?
You want to go first or I go first? Okay, I'll go first because you just... Okay, so it was a very busy weekend for me because I had my sister come in with her family.
Right.
And then my husband traveled yesterday. So I had to kind of get the whole house kind of prepped for the visitors and then, prep my husband for his trip because he's going for a while. And then sort out the kids, make sure they are fine because obviously I was going to be here. So it's, it's just lots of work, but it's good.
Yeah.
Chaotic, but good.
What about you?
I chilled. To be honest.
Must be nice.
I chilled. I mean, I was a bit under the weather, but it was kind of a relaxing weekend. There was not much happening. I don't know. Abuja is kind of, it's kind of mute in that sense.
I mean, I would say
compared to Lagos,
It is kind of mute in that sense. It's kind of chill.
Very relaxed.
To be fair, it's changed though. I don't know if it's just the past year.
No worries, city boys are up.
City boys are up.
City boys are
I
there.
keep telling all my friends that the difference is Lagos there. There's like a 10th of Lagos in Abuja now.
There is.
Things have been mixed up.
They have,
But
to
do you
be
know that?
honest.
It's funny because none of my Abuja friends like it.
That's all.
No, we don't.
And I get it.
Yeah.
They are
I'm one of
so
them.
upset because every time we go, they're like, see them.
Yes.
And
we
to be
can
fair,
tell. We can
the
tell.
last time I went to Abuja, it was so funny because a group of people came into like a place that was like it was like inside, outside, but like it wasn't like a party. It was like a Wednesday or so. It was just chilled. People were having drinks and stuff.
Yeah.
We just said people coming in, making noise. Then I said, I'm so sure these are Lagos people. Do you know, lo and behold, someone just said, FK. I stood up. All the people I went to school with. I said, God, I'm big.
It is what it is.
So I'm never beating the allegations. That's the truth.
Noisy.
Noisy as like
just
No, but we need it now. Sometimes it can be a bit too
I actually
sleepy.
don't think so.
I don't.
Even a little bit.
I like going to Abuja because it's not the same.
Get away, right?
Yes, I think I like the way things are more relaxed. Like even in terms of like, even if you want to go out and have a good time, it just feels more chill. There's something very like Lagos makes everything feel very do or die.
That's true.
Like even getting into somewhere is like, who do you know? Call this person. It's just relax. Like getting a table is grab. Everything is just grab. It's like relax. You go to a restaurant.
Weddings.
The waiters are everything is grab.
That wedding thing shocked me about Abuja because
9 p.m.
Yeah, I made a huge
I
got to the wedding normal. I got to the wedding at 5:30. Almost 10 like these people were going. Where you guys going?
Like it's
over. It's done. I finished.
I find that annoying personally.
I wish you could just
Yes. I don't think I've been to a Lagos wedding before.
Yes, everyone was like, "Oh, we do after." I was like, "What do you? This is the where's the DJ?
This is the after."
What do you mean?
Yeah, I've been to multiple events where my parents, I would literally meet them. Me, I'm just entering there. And we take a picture together and they go.
We're there.
Yes. I do like it, but it's when you leave Lagos, you realize that we are very excessive.
That is true.
We are extremely excessive about so many things. Even with Ashwebi, everything. It's just like, guys.
I know.
We're very excessive. And it's fun when you're with your fellow excesses.
Of course.
When you leave, you now realize I am a clown.
It's too much.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's nice.
That's nice. I mean, you want to have a bit of a mixture, some sort of balance in that sense. And I think that is why I don't mind Abuja now in the last year, sort of. It's okay to a level. I mean, it will become bad when it's like everything is in your face and it's so much, but it's okay for now. We like it.
We like
give us life.
As it is.
Yeah, fair enough.
Small.
My weekend was cute until I got home last night and my dad called. We're in the same house.
Yeah.
Like, bro, what do you want? He's like, oh, do you have painkillers? Your mom is in pain. And my mom has a very, very, very high threshold. So for her to complain, got to the room, this man was crying. I just started panicking. Yeah, so she had, I think, she had a minor toothache.
Oh no,
but it ruptured.
Oh no.
And it was her head and she was crying.
Ouch.
So I just left my friends and it was so cute. So I called Leila. I was like, oh, Leila, how far? Because she has, she tends to have painkillers. Like, oh, and I think she could hear my mom in the background. And at 12:30, she showed up at my house with painkillers. Yeah,
so
she was very, very sweet.
Good friend.
Yes, and my mom doesn't like force. So she was so embarrassed when I was calling my friend. She was like, I'm okay. I was like, yeah, Welly, what do you mean? She was like, I'm going to be fine. I took something now. It will kick in. It will kick in very soon. I was like, no, it won't. And so so this morning she was very embarrassed. Like, I'm really sorry. I was in so much pain that she's on the way to the dentist. I was like, trust me, I know. There's nothing that, even if it is in your sleep, everything else you can ignore, but a toothache will get you up and moving,
man.
Because it's directly to your brain.
Yeah,
like it moves from here. The nerve is like terrible.
If your teeth are pain, like if you have a toothache, you weep. It's a nasty pain. Like it's really
because it's just like it's a nerve that goes directly to the brain. Yes, and it's like it's just. It needs immediate
attention.
It's when I had a toothache that I realized that there are painkillers and there are also painkillers.
There's a difference.
Oh, this Panadol, no. It can't even.
I also realized that my mom is extremely disciplined because she was looking. She's a pharmacist and she would look at the back and she says, "No, I can't have another one." I said,
"Me."
Wow. Yes, exactly. She was crying. She was like, "But I can't have." She was like, "I can't take it. I have to wait. My father just looked at her like, "Okay."
If it was me at all, this pain must stop now.
If you had brought oxycodone at the time, I would have popped it
immediately. Like when the pain stops, then we can discuss.
Yes. Because I felt so awful because I know the exact feeling. But luckily for me, it was literally just before they closed, so I was able to rush to the dentist. I couldn't imagine if I had to wait
at night
till morning. Yes, because there's nothing, and a toothache is not like. You can't inject yourself. You can't do anything. You have to
rush to the hospital because it's not really for them to, and then, no, it's terrible.
You have to wait. Yes, so that was, and initially I felt, maybe but she's just not dramatic.
Really?
Like me, if I mean, somebody should pinch me, everybody will know.
Everyone will know.
But she has even my dad was like, that's how he knew labor is bad.
Yeah.
Because saw my mommy crying. Like she just doesn't.
Yeah.
Like she will have a bad injury, a bad fall. She'll just be like, oh, ow, that's. But once she starts crying, everybody in the house literally starts scrambling.
Really?
Yes.
The difference is my mom is always on drama, so it might take me a minute to be like,
to understand what's going on.
Oh, are you sure? It's okay.
we all take it quite seriously. She's not my dad. Any small thing. Never experienced.
Apparently, men are meant to be more dramatic.
Oh my God.
Yes.
My dad will have a minor, and I'm not joking, the minor issue. This man went for a checkup, came back home, and called a family meeting. I said we should pray that he had a. So he just wants to thank God for a successful procedure.
It was a checkup.
He left the room. Obviously, my brothers and I are panicking. You know when your parents are getting older?
Yeah.
What procedure? He said, we should blood test. I don't understand why he said procedure. Like he actually went for just his regular checkup. This man had been acting all day like he was he was like, you know, we're getting up there. So I was like, so now me and my brother always make fun of him. Now, once my dad is a minor, he'll be like, I want to Google it. They said it's possible. All of us in the house.
I honestly find like, man, small code like this.
Yes.
All of it. So I'm like, please, let's keep it bloody together. Like, what's going on?
I have a friend that had I can't remember what it was, like a cold, cough and cold. And I was talking to him and his nose is blocked. So he was like, we just have to thank God. Because all I'm thinking about every time
on behalf of them.
Every time I'm healthy, I just take it for granted. Now I just want to die.
That's why I say health is wealth, bro.
I said, you are a father of 3. Look at you. On to Qatar.
You see them, they've carried one big blanket. Okay, what happened?
That's why all the ailments is men. You look at all the like,
I'm like,
malaria, all the ads is men. You see the men.
My friend the other day had a sore throat. So I said, oh, hey, how are you? He now sent me a picture in front of him. He had tea. You could see the lemon, ginger, honey. He had strepsils. He had lepsils. He had bought one diclinical or something. All those things where on the picture, the throat is red. Then you can see the smoke coming out. I said, sorry, what? Do you have strep? He said, no, it's just had a sore throat. I said, so kilo pharmacy. What's going on now?
I had to
said, so, because I was meant to see him and I said, he can't even come out. He's just so. I said, okay, so ultimately, this is what's wrong with you.
Yes, no.
Something that you'd have had 2 strepsils would have kept it bloody moving. He said, oh no, he's just lying down. And I said, one of my friends comes to me and says, he's a woman, Abi. And she showed that there's one soup that she makes. I said,
that's their hobby.
I said, let me tell you,
that's their hobby. No, that's their hobby.
When the people start having sore throat that babes are making soup.
My dad always takes up, if he's not feeling well, once he sees that it's close time, my mom is going to come home, he can't carry blankets, lie down on it.
It's just not
I said, is that foolish soup?
So that my mom now says, you're still... I said, I'm not feeling fine.
The soup is yummy,
anything you can do. My mom said, do you want to eat? Say, maybe. So you're still hungry.
You're hungry.
You guys are so dramatic.
We have to be honest. Yeah, I mean...
on and on, he was like, the next day someone sent him a care package. I said, what did you tell? He said, I sent them the same picture that I sent you. Can you see that you are insulting?
Not right.
Oh my God. So this babe sent him a fruit basket money. You see?
Maybe that's the perk. Maybe that's why.
I said, man,
there's a lot of...
We're like that.
When I had told that they sent me fruit baskets.
You didn't send the picture, that's why.
My uncle used to practice medicine. He'll come to the house, he'll be like, your dad gave me a call. I said, first of all, your license expired at least 15 years ago.
Wow.
First, let's start with that. Second, you and your brother, this thing you people are always doing. And then you'll call me, now call me blood pressure. we're looking good. I said,
We're
he
looking
has a
good.
cough.
We're looking good.
He has a cough. Kola has a cough. Like, why are we all doing this? My uncle said, he's my only brother, so we have to take care of him. Me and my mom would be like, sure. Yeah, sure.
Right, it's
love it.
also like my grandma is like that. Let me tell you, there's nothing my grandma she knows. I feel like she can go bar for bar with the doctor on the tests you can do if something is wrong with you.
Wow.
She said I should see shaking, and I'm like, why do you know the specific
So
name
much.
of the test?
Oh, yes.
To be fair, that's
What's
like our
the
mom.
problem?
Yes.
I'm like,
Really?
why,
Yeah.
why do you actually know? She was like,
Yes.
when you get there, ask them for. I said, you can't do that.
Yeah, yeah.
She said, no.
Yeah.
What? Not blood test. Ask her for this particular. And I'm like, sis, why are you always,
I know.
I guess, in the hospital?
You kind of feel like, I remember, because mom, okay.
Yeah, like my mom, she was a nurse, so
Yes.
I think that she's just what you described is exactly what
Never.
she would do.
I
She would say, she test, no, machine, she
I agree with the doctor.
Yes.
I remember when I was younger and the doctor is like trying to do his, and she's like, no, the injection doesn't go there, it goes there.
Okay, your mom was a nurse.
She was.
My grandma
Yes.
has been making, very lovely fabric for like 40 years. So where did she do? where did she practice? I said, Bupa Global
Experience.
hates to see her come in because once she goes there, she just explain it to them. I said, these are you people. And I'm just like, sis. I don't, like, I have, in my house, I have all there's no sort of over-the-counter test. Not drug,
Okay.
testing with parastatus. Oxygen tester.
Wow.
I have it.
Wow.
Blood pressure. There's actually no test you can do by yourself
serious.
that I don't have the equipment inside my house.
Really?
Because she's just like, it's very important.
No, but
Love
fair
it.
enough. Fair enough.
She's like, it's very,
love
you
it,
never
I love
know.
it.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
the thing is, I know. Why am I testing my oxygen level? What's happening?
Yeah.
You know, so
good.
this weekend I was with me and my friend Demola. So I had multiple weddings on Saturday, and he also had multiple weddings. So you know when you just see somebody and like you see the two of us, what are we doing in this life? It's not. And then it was funny because I went to one wedding first, and then when I got to the second wedding, he was there, and then he was going to another one. It was so funny because as I was coming back, my mom was going to the other wedding. I said, so you see, I didn't even have a chance. Because see my predecessor doing the same thing. I said, your mates are going home. She said, no, I just have another stop.
Exactly. One more now.
She was not sending me videos because she was like, what are all these? You know all these people that wear all these helmets?
Oh, she was there for
said,
that.
Okay.
She saw all those dancing
She
people.
said,
dancing,
what
okay.
are all these?
The chrome stuff and all of that.
I said,
Yeah.
my question is, you are at the after party. And that's
Should not
actually
be
what
here.
we should ask ourselves, is how this time reached you. Like, why are you seeing the dancing men? Once you are with the men with the champagne gun, you know that you are supposed to be at home.
At that point,
right now.
to be fair.
So it was just too funny because I was like, man, when did we turn into our parents jumping from one bed to one bed?
I'm already checking so Fikemi sent me a wedding so I had to call another friend to be like, sorry, what's your own date? I need to be sure. I'm being serious. I had to be like, I have to make sure that it doesn't
In fact,
clash. I
this
was
friend
like,
they're
okay.
talking about, I had to send her that. By the way, my mom is turning 60. So your wedding, please, I want us to be clear on the fact that if your wedding is within 2 weeks of this thing, it can't work. So she said, I remember, the day I remembered, I just messaged her that, please, I'm going to be at your wedding. I want you to know that this thing should not clash. It won't be nice. Even my mom messaged her that, see, let's not have problems. Let everybody do. So I like that everyone is sending their save the date so far ahead. So it's like, when are you getting married again? Because the last to marry is a fool now.
No,
that
for
is
sure.
Going on. No, for sure.
For sure.
Let me tell you, for sure.
For sure.
Really?
No,
yes.
for sure.
Wow.
For sure.
Some people got announcements, some people did not.
That's
but
it.
last
Wow.
marriage.
There was a memo that
Yeah,
went
there's
out.
a memo that
Last
went
to
around.
marry,
Wow.
a big fool.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there's a
I'm
whole
telling
thing
you.
in the next
Yes.
4 months.
You are going to collect a clown award.
I'm telling you. I said,
You saw
But
others
wedding
get...
season is like this.
Yeah,
It's
it started.
it's back to back because
now.
wedding, engagements, wedding. wedding.
Yeah.
Engagement, yeah.
So like now that there's wedding season of people that are actually married, everybody is now engaging themselves to prepare us for next.
Bad
So it's back to back. And so now my main thing is please don't get married on the same day as somebody else. Don't stress me.
Yeah.
Don't let me
That's like my good enough friend.
Yeah, because I'm like, I have to.
Yeah.
Like on Saturday, I was just like, the problem is I have to be at both of these weddings. Not in like a, let me just show my face with like both of you. It's so somehow because I'm like...
Would you do like, oh, let me do the traditional and then I'll do the white for this person?
Yes.
And like, would you do
No, it
that?
doesn't do everything. It didn't
work.
actually matter because I was friends with both of them enough that both their trials, I had to, like, it just... It wasn't one of those things that you could...
Yeah, and you don't realize sometimes people notice that you weren't there for long, or you assume that they didn't know. Like, it's a big because what the wedding is
a big deal.
Because the wedding was big. There's somebody that like tackled me, and I wanted to say, look, no offense, but that wedding was very big.
There's so many people.
How did you know I was there for like an hour and a half? And she was just like, you know, we're good friends.
Wow.
She was really, I had to apologize because I just thought, okay, I spent like good enough time here. I saw her multiple times. But she was like, no, that she thought I would stay longer, that she knew I had another.
Wow.
It's
I was
so
not
funny.
saying sorry, ma binu.
I was even doing tactics. I thought, okay, I'll get to one like early. Like, I mean, super early, like ceremony early. So I got there just after the actual trad ceremony. They were taking pictures. As I walked in, she just said, okay, you're late too.
Wow.
I said, hey, God.
Wow.
I said, first of all, why did you see me?
Yeah, people can really care about
it was a crowd. They were like walking in. She just said, you are late. I said, what do you mean? She said, you didn't come for my ceremony. I said, God, I beg. How do you know I was not there? You were marrying. You were actually in the middle of matrimony. Me, I would have been at the back. So I was just like, this is not... I was like, today is not going to work. So I literally went back and forth twice because I was just like, it's too somehow. It's too somehow. And one was really small, like you could see everybody in the room.
Wow.
So I just said, and then I had bright lights. I said, God.
No skipping.
No, so it was very interesting. I was like, now I know. Because I remember when my mom would be like, oh, she's going to I want to kidney, she'll change her
You'd
kidney.
be wondering, like, why?
And I'll just be wondering, why are you going up and down?
Yeah.
Now I'm like, okay.
You know,
Because even yesterday, she changed her gele and I was like, this is mad. Like, me, I didn't bother with that.
And now I didn't other things.
Yeah, I didn't bother with that because I was like, personally, it's not that serious.
Someone's parents is turning 70.
Yeah.
Someone's child is turning 1. So you're just hopping
around all of
it's
that.
very tiring though. I find it very draining. Personally,
someone's parents is having a birthday and it's the parents that said they should invite you. It's just like, someone's child is turning 1 and it's just...
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Like, I bumped into one of my friends. He now said, oh my God, I'm so sorry that I didn't invite you to my mom's 60th. Do you know, I was even like, okay, your mom turned 60. Nice one. I was about to say thank God because if you had sent me that message, I would have been so upset. I would have been so upset because
take this thing seriously.
Glory Friday.
I get it
again. I should
get it.
I said God. So he was just like, oh my God. And I was like, no, it's fine. And he thought I was just being, I was like, no, you don't get it. It's so fine. Like, we're all good. Like, don't even worry about it. It's a lot. I mean, it's good for you guys, though. Because all these things, you're supposed to buy card.
I know.
And supposed to and gifts.
And gifts.
And gifts. Buy card.
Yes.
You're supposed to send gifts if you can't go. This one now. So
even if you can go. Even if you can go.
You should go empty-handed now.
I find that, like, you know, I feel like, so I've been to a lot of my friends I went to like secondary, like A-levels or uni with got married a bit earlier. And so when their weddings were smaller in England and they had gift tables. And I'm like, if we start that culture here, problem good deals.
Serious one.
No, but then my mom says that we're actually really silly because we still use glass cups from their own wedding. So she was like, all her friends were broke. She was like, we think because maybe we don't have as much money that we shouldn't buy a present. She knows the ones her friends bought.
Yeah.
Because she got lots of cutlery, she got plates, because that's what her friends could afford. Then their parents were the ones buying microwave,
and all those things.
Giving them nicer fabric. Maybe a friend's dad would say, call me when you move into your house, let me come and see so I can buy you a chair. So whenever I say, mommy, it's so expensive, she's like, buy them something. Like, she's like, just buy, something. She's like, buy something. Buy a big 7 bowl. So that she will know that you bought something. I was like, no, it's expensive. I was like, you people's eyes too big.
Yeah.
That's why you think you can't buy
Personally,
something.
one of my friends, they had a very expensive registry. With my full chest, I brought a salt and pepper shaker. And let me tell you something, whenever I go to their house, bring that thing out. I said, I want salt. I need pepper. And she's just like, I said, is it easy to buy you people a matrimonial? So you people are not using my shakers. I said, I got there. I said, sorry, what's happening on this dining table? They said, what? I said, where are the shakers I bought for you?
Wow. Yeah.
And they said, okay, please.
That's very
Is it
bold.
every time you come in? She said, it's not this dining set that we... I said, bring it out.
That one.
Bring it out. I used my money to buy this thing. And I made a point. I bought it. I took it to the house. I said, you people should take for your marriage.
I know.
Well.
But it's funny, but it's one of the categories that isn't quite... I don't know. The wedding gifting thing is just very... people rather gift when they get your invite or maybe on your engagement.
Yeah,
the wedding
that comes to
itself.
the wedding. Yeah, I love a registry that you send ahead of time. I can just although it feels a little bit less personal because you just order on the registry. You don't pick up the gift.
It depends on the person. Because there was a friend who I bought something for her, and literally the next day she called me. She was like, I saw you just.
Oh wow!
You just bought this, and it's a big
nice.
My husband and I were looking at it, and just
really?
because he said they don't want to be overwhelmed. So every day they just check
and
call people immediately.
That's really nice.
That's
really nice.
Yes, and so whenever she uses it, it's a micro. Whenever she sends me a picture, like, I'm like, we can't do this for long. But sure.
I'm going to send this clip to my friends that you people are not using my salt. No, I know. Because every time I go to the house, I'm like, again, I've come here. So did you remove the salt and pepper from the last time? What's happening?
But I'm just wondering, what do you think about regifting things that were, like, for example, what if she's giving someone else your gift?
That's
just a random...
I don't mind.
So my grandmother does it all the time, and I think it's awful. My mom does it.
I don't know.
You know why?
My mom does it too.
I know, Mommy. I'm sorry. I'm there listening. I'm sorry to expose you, but I'm always like, do you know that you can't do this thing?
You
can't rewrap it.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking,
Yes, you can.
No, but the truth is,
I don't like that.
I'm like, no, she rewrap this thing, and I'm like, you can't.
You know, it depends on what it is
Yeah,
and who you are and how it's and like what the context is. So I won't be upset. So I don't know. I wouldn't think, oh, why did they give it to someone? Like I just wouldn't take it like that personal because I know I've done it and I knew that my thinking behind it wasn't malicious.
Yeah, exactly.
So if somebody has bought you, let me not lie to you. If I know you very well and I bought you something that's very personal to you, you're not regifting.
Yeah.
So I bought you something that is generic enough.
For you
That,
to give that.
Jonas, I can't be fighting over, maybe unless the plate was one
or 12.
really beautiful hand towels. Okay, yes, it's very nice, high thread count, lovely.
Yeah.
But unless I didn't embroider your name, so I'm not serious.
That's true.
I think that also, I think the key to regifting is, why should I even find out?
Yes.
For me, my problem with people is that you want to do things, you don't want to do them properly. Why will you regift somebody that I know?
Give
somebody that towel, I can never see because I don't know them. And then everything is like all good. But I don't know. I think it depends.
It depends on what it is.
The gift. I feel like things like wedding gifts, baby gifts that you get, you just have a registry. People might buy you multiple of like
the same thing.
Something. Use my same plates, but like cutlery or whatever. People might buy you multiple. So like if they bought you, if you have a ton of, I don't know, 3 to 6 months and you don't need I get that. But if it's like a gift that I gave you, to be fair, you're not going to re-gift it. But if you do, then that's somehow.
That's a bit weird.
I've never personally experienced such. I don't
All the
know.
things I've regifted or seen, like
they're generic.
They're quite generic. They're quite generic, and so that's why I said I just can't take offense because I do know like it's the thought and the things
that's true
that matter.
What if your friends got 4 microwaves? I mean, really?
Yeah, I mean,
what are you going to do?
Is it not my own? She must keep.
No, she likes you now. She jumps your own.
I mean, I've once regifted on my birthday. Someone gave me a bag, but it's a bag that they sell. So like it wasn't
intentional.
necessarily. No, it wasn't. No. It wasn't necessarily a personal gift to me. And she was like older. She sells it, so she was just like, oh, here, like happy birthday. But it was not me at all. I mean, one of my friends came. I was like, who was this? I said, we'll take it. So I mean, if she sees me, she now say I regretted it. Is in your shop now? What if she's a customer? No, it's true. You never. There was no person. You never know.
She can never know whether I
gifted because like you sell it. That's true. So anybody can have. So things like that, I feel like
yes, you can get away with that one. But
I feel like our parents are badly behaved. Shall I not lie? There's nothing that they will not regift. They don't even consider.
Nigerians won't even allow you to regift their present. They just send you one ugly painting of yourself. You can't regift that one to anybody. You can't regift that one to anybody or pillow with your face. Well, who do you want to gift?
I'm actually
to a mentor and father to many. It's just like for God's sake.
Research study on this pillow problem.
Really, pandemic.
See, there's nothing Nigerians love more than putting your face on a pillow. Sincerely.
It's personalized.
I don't get it.
They love
I'm
it
like,
too.
why do you think I want this to be in my house?
Even in my room, it's a lot too. Why do I want to wake up?
How many have you got?
My staff gave me both a painting and a pillow.
Really?
Her third year, they gave her a big, not a painting, big painting.
Was it nice?
It says
was
happy
cute.
birthday to our CEO on top of the painting.
Yeah.
wow.
But it was nice.
I just said, God, I beg.
They presented it to her.
Mm.
Then they came to meet me. They said, please make sure that madam carries this home. I said, don't worry. We're not even far. I can drop it for you. I will drop it in her house. Don't worry about that. They were so pleased with themselves.
They were so happy. And then later on, they now told me the 4 people that didn't contribute.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. The one that makes me laugh is a few years ago, for one of my dad's birthdays, someone gave him a painting. My mom got home. I said, God forbid, who is this?
You didn't get anything like him.
She's so dramatic. She's like, that's not my husband in Jesus' name. I said, what's the problem? She said, no. Why would they say his eyes? I said, Mommy, they're just encouraging they're encouraging the artist. She said, no, this is a negative confession.
Yes.
And I'm not keeping this in there.
It did not look like me at all.
She was so offended. It made me laugh so much. And my dad grew up thinking those things were quite nice. So he was excited. Mom said, no. Because it's not you. We can't proclaim this.
No, it's really good. And I think the older you get, the worse it gets. Because my grandpa turned 90. I promise you, if you go to his house now, everywhere you turn, there is a donated painting.
And that thing is hard to get rid of. Because you actually have to damage it. You have to break it or burn it.
I was like, Grandpa, I want to say something.
This stuff is about.
Do you think it's okay for there to be this many pictures?
They love it too, though.
Of you in your home, on the floor, everywhere.
They love it.
You go. And all of them not put donated by. And I'm just like, honestly.
Yes. It's our generation that doesn't like it. My grandpa.
No, they do.
Oh, wow.
They do.
Because the way he has displayed it, I'm like, okay, you mean this thing.
Some of them, they even commissioned it. That one makes our parents so worse. They'll have a nice picture of themselves. They said, do you know what this picture needs to be immortalized? Yes, my grandpa will take a picture. You now blow it up to
no, there's nothing.
You'll not be on a cloudy background.
I think it's a grandpa thing. There's nothing. I promise you, if you go to my grandpa's house, portraits.
It's not a version of Instagram.
Painting portraits. No. There's nothing that man loves more than a painted portrait.
Yeah.
They love it.
Like has so many.
Exactly.
Of him, of his children.
All of us have portraits. And the other day, I'm just like, I don't know who painted this, but it actually can't be me. Who is this?
No. They love it. They love it.
Get this picture.
It's a lot though, yeah.
My granddad still used to buy paint and get picture at weddings.
Okay, personally, I used to like the wedding, buying the pictures at the wedding.
Why?
Really? I don't know.
You say used to?
Yeah.
My father still
selling pictures.
They ignore us.
I've never seen.
They ignore us. My dad still comes
Nobody has
from
offered me
weddings with
pictures.
He loves it. My dad loves that thing.
I really enjoy.
I do know the one he likes when he's not smiling or looking.
My parents have so many of them, walking into the venue, just
the one when he's smiling, he won't buy. lie. But you see, once they show my daddy that,
It is that picture where they're on the phone, walking in with their sunglasses. There's nothing they love more
my
than
father cannot resist that
There's
picture.
nothing adults love more than that photo of them stepping out.
Yes, he loves it. My
1
dad.
foot forward.
Yes.
I know.
He has so many, and it is so cute because I'm sure they showed him the ones where he was smiling. He said, no. That one.
No, that way, Sange, I really, because I look at like all the like albums that we have, and so many of my grandma, my mom's photos are from parties that they went to. Like all the pictures that they end up framing around the house.
They're fun times. They're memories. And like,
And to be fair, it's their own like candid picture. Like
Yes, to be honest.
It's good.
Okay, so before we get into conversation proper, people send us like dilemmas, and you're going to help us solve.
Also, there's some confessions. Have you looked at them?
No.
Oh, love. People unhinged.
All right, boys and girls, this fantastic episode of I Said What I Said is brought to you by AfriChange.
AfriChange is the easiest way to send money across Africa and internationally everywhere.
There are very low fees, no processing time, if any, very tiny, and you get loyalty points the more you use.
Yes. If you are in Nigeria, you can pay your bills in Canada. You can send money to Canada.
Exactly.
You can also pay your school fees in Canada directly from Nigeria in Naira. If you are in Canada, you can send money to many, many countries all over the world.
All right, guys, so get to supporting people who support us. Enjoy AfriChange and enjoy the rest of the episode.
That is africhange.com.
I bought a vintage coffee machine when I was in uni.
Big time coffee person.
One of the most stupid decisions I've ever made. Because if I tell you that I know where that thing is currently in life,
Really?
as
Another
we speak,
vintage.
I promise you somebody took it and never returned it, and I don't even know where.
Really?
It's like when I bought a record player, I promise you it's in my friend's house in Abuja. How it got there?
You have no idea.
The other day, she just sent it to me that, I hope you know this thing is here. I said, come. You live in Abuja, how do you get this thing? She said, remember when I took it from your house? Wow.
Wow.
And she was like, that shows that you're not into, but I want to be someone that is into record,
something.
into like vinyls.
Vinyls.
And just the problem is I just pretend to be. Now, she has that record player, and until she told me, do you know, I would not have known.
Does she use it?
Yeah.
Oh, she does.
I'm going to collect it back.
You won't.
Having said that,
You won't.
I'll collect it back. Because I really got it. I got Beyonce, the vinyl. I got Cool and the Gang. I was really feeling myself that I'll host a party with the record player. That thing has been in Abuja for like almost 2 years.
Right, to be there.
It will be there. So there's some confessions. So if you want to do a dilemma, I have since both of you are business people. I have it. Or do you want to go first?
Go first.
Okay, I have a confession from late bloomer.
Okay.
I have a crush on the CEO. It started out as a harmless crush, stealing glances at each other, but then I started dreaming about this man, like getting shaky every time I had to interact with him. The man too did not help matters, so he'll stare at me even when people are around the Bamio. Thank God Shai has been replaced with a very unattractive CEO. Goodbye, sir. The damage you've done is enough. Interesting. So you are pleased about his downfall.
Bridget.
Okay, let me read a sibling dilemma. So this person calls themselves FK's future intern. Says, hi, FK and Jola, I love the podcast. You're doing an amazing job. Here's my dilemma. I'm extremely protective of my space and I can't stand having people live with me or even stay over for more than a day. For context, I grew up with 6 siblings and always shared a room with my older sister. During her teenage years, she had extreme anger issues. She was constantly fighting with my parents or cussing her friends out over the phone. Unfortunately, she often took that anger out on me and I was the one getting cussed out for no reason. Her anger was so bad that even my parents were afraid of her. They never defended me during her episodes and would just tell me to keep quiet. I was terrified, especially after she once threatened me with a knife. Growing up in our room felt like constantly living on the edge of chaos. Eventually, I got into uni and still had to share a room with my sister. And whenever I came home, nothing had changed. One day, I woke up tired of the situation and moved to my brother's room, sleeping on the floor. Eventually, she packed up my things and fully took over the room. She didn't care. Even though I was sleeping on the floor, I actually had peace of mind. And that was enough for me. Years later, I got my own place and felt a breath of fresh air. But as a student in Lagos, accommodation isn't easy. So whenever people hear I live alone, they always want to squat with me and even are ready to pay a fee. But I'm extremely protective of my space and I don't even let my cousins or close friends stay over. I've had situations where my cousins have needed accommodation, but I just couldn't let them come. Even with romantic interest, once they stay too long, I feel suffocated and start getting really agitated. Guys, I know this is a serious problem because I shouldn't be feeling this way, especially when someone is desperately in need of help. I recently had a conversation with a friend about it, and he said it's probably because of what I went through growing up. What do you think, and what should I do?
What do you guys say?
Double D. What do people think? As siblings.
Wow.
That's so
Okay.
sad.
First of all, that's...
I mean, life is dynamic.
You get me? Dynamic.
As in, seriously. That one is
Yeah.
a very individual problem. Yeah,
I think definitely it's trauma. I think it's
clearly.
yeah, definitely. And it's really sad. But definitely that's the reason why she's finding it, or well, whoever it is, I said she, is finding it difficult to have people in their space. I would say maybe seek help or seek some kind of counseling or something like, because I think it's definitely trauma from the past. That's what I would say. But
Yeah. I mean, it's who knows? I mean, sometimes maybe you just have to, like, she didn't say what her relationship is with that sister again now.
Yeah.
That might be interesting to sort of maybe check that out. Maybe you have to then confront, I don't know, find a way to sort of make peace with her at this point now. Maybe that will help you sort of, or help her get through it. But man, it's a lot, because I can't imagine how she's, even with her friends now. I'd imagine, like, if she ever gone into a point where she had to stay in someone's space, it would be difficult.
Yeah.
Like romantic interest. She even mentioned it, obviously. I mean, that one, there's levels to it. That's what she doesn't overstay. I agree with that one. But,
are you with me? Are you with my accommodation?
Let's be clear. By counseling, probably she probably needs to talk or let it out.
Yeah.
I think it's the first step, to be honest.
Yeah, I think she's anticipating potential problems and she doesn't know how to handle it because she was never allowed to.
Exactly.
If your parents were scared of your sibling, what tends to happen is parents allow their children figure out how to disagree and agree. But what's the problem? Okay.
Oh, why don't you just say so? Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so parents figure out how to allow their children agree and disagree. They're supposed to just watch from a distance. But if every time your sister went on a rampage, you weren't allowed to figure out how to stand up for yourself, you just don't learn. Then she moved from that to being at the mercy of her brother. She slept on his floor. So by the time she got her own space, in her mind, it's like, let me eliminate any potential
so she's fiercely protective of it, even to like
to an extreme
not
degree.
necessary. I don't know. I don't even know that for me, it's not so much her having to resolve it with her sister. She can or she can't. I think she has to resolve the matter herself first because it is potentially like limiting the relationships she has with other people now. So I don't know. A big part of you being close to people is like being comfortable with them in one space. So if your close friends can't be in your house and stuff, then like it's not just you being kind of you're protective of space, which is normal. You're actually kind of limiting how far your relationships
can go.
So my problem is that it is you doing yourself like unintentionally. So and now that she's recognizing it might be an issue, maybe you should talk to someone and figure out like how to try and resolve that worry. That worry.
Yeah, because you also need to learn there are other skills like soft skills of conflict resolution or learning to like be uncomfortable and what makes you truly uncomfortable, how to live with people that are not well insane.
But even like just normal boundaries.
If you don't practice, you won't know. And then you also need to learn, like, discernment is different from avoidance. And all she's doing is avoiding. She hasn't figured out discernment.
Like, you don't know the people that are actually coming to overstay their welcome back to someone that's just like, can I stay in your house for like 2 days? And that's just a normal interaction.
Even friendships, like, especially if you're a babe, like, there's a lot of stuff that happens in friendships with, like, being in very close contact constantly. And so it doesn't happen if you have those boundaries and people feel it. So even the friends that just stand up and say they are going. Sometimes it's because they are
yeah.
not ready to go home, but they know that you're the
Just
person
sense-
that is going to start getting uncomfortable. So your friendship will always just get to a level.
Like, I know that I can't just be lying in your, like, in your bed.
Yes. And do you know why this
time.
is so funny? There was a friend, she was white, that was very, very comfortable with union. There's another babe. And one time she asked, she was like, oh, you and Arabella are so close. And I was like, yes, because we can hang in each other's spaces. And she was like, oh, you can hang in my room. I said, yeah, but after like 45 minutes, you start like, you know when somebody starts fidgeting?
Yeah. And you can see
you're not
And so that tells me,
you're not comfortable.
and maybe it's like at the 30-minute point, whatever has been bothering me, that's when I'm now ready to start talking about it. Or that's when we can now figure out what we want to start doing. I just want to laze with my friend. I don't really want to talk. So she was like, that's so interesting that she just never figured like, that she just doesn't know what to do with lounging. Right, because she went to military school.
Okay, so she's
from
very
young.
Like, on
so she's like, okay, so
like,
what's
next?
She's like, we're getting to the
here?
hour. And
what's going on?
we're getting to the hour. So what's happening now? What are we doing now? I was like,
very regimented.
Yes. So she's coming. Imagine somebody tidying up around you. You should go now.
That's the time for me to go. Like people's houses that I don't even have anything I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm actually just the definition of lazing about.
Arabella's room was below mine. I'll just go to her room and stay there.
What am I doing? Like, there's nothing.
What am I doing there?
I'm just like, oh, you're at home, no problem.
Sometimes she'll tell me like, oh, she's going for a lecture, so like I should just wait.
Yeah.
She's coming. That she'll be back in an hour. So I should just continue what I'm doing. I shouldn't leave. And she will leave her room and go and come back. And so it took, it took her like to in like 3rd or 4th year to figure out how to get comfortable. She also felt she had to entertain. They had to be like, she'd be like, okay, we're going to hang out. When we get there, we're going to talk about this. I'm like, babe, that's not how.
One of my friends came to her house and I was like, let me not lie to you, I'm very tired. I'm going to sleep for like 3 hours. But you find what you're doing. And yourself out. And when I woke up, I came downstairs to meet her eating on the dining table.
That's friendship.
She was watching TV, very relaxed.
Yeah.
So I said, you know, fair. And that's like how, you know, because if I was feeling like, okay, what do you now want to discuss? Let me entertain you. I said, well, I'm going to bed. When I wake up, we'll attend to your matter.
It's not a meeting.
Yeah, it's just like,
like very
it's my house.
Yeah.
Like, I'm lying down on this couch. Don't disturb me. Anything you want to do, I wish you the best. Okay, I have another one. I'm trying to, since we're talking about business, I'm trying to. But you see, the problem that I have is that these people, they said it's 9 to 5 related confessions. If you see what they are saying here.
It's very different.
This person said HR BDSM. So that's how I opened my WhatsApp status one day and saw that the HR lady in my office posted something and I checked. This lady was posting about BDSM. I can't lie, that's honestly ridiculous because then you now tell me that I'm not dressed appropriately at work and I'll be like, madam, I said, ma, is this what you're doing in your spare time?
Oh my, that's amazing.
The funny thing is, when you read these things, my mind goes to my HR.
So I'm just like, I'm imagining my own HR now, and I'm like, what do you get up to when you go home? Man.
Oh my goodness.
No.
Wow.
But these things happen, man. I don't know. I just started watching Industry. By the way, anyone you watch it?
I don't watch it, but I know of the show.
Okay.
I haven't started it for a very silly reason. I haven't started it because people keep comparing it to Succession. And Succession is so high in my mind that I'm like, I don't like
different
rubbish.
now.
I don't like people that want to question my judgments.
It's different.
But Brian is good.
It was not what I thought it was. I started, I was like, yo, okay. So, but yeah, when it comes to...
Is the HR
first
person
one,
there doing BDSM?
I won't be surprised, to be honest. Next episode, that might be what might happen there.
Okay, Jola, do you have one? I have another one.
No, read it. Read the one you have.
It's
I have another sibling one.
Wait, I have this. Do
you want me to read the sibling one?
Yeah, because I've lost the one that I have.
This person calls themselves Jola's mentee and says, hello, role models. Trust you're doing fine and your role modeling job is doing wonders in this part of the world. Guess who traveled to a far away state for something important after episodes of gaslighting? I did well by removing their eyes and showing them shaggy. Even though I still needed their money, I succeeded. I'm back now and no one has developed hypertension. But that's by the way. My question is, how do you relate with your siblings considering age gaps? I'm the first of two, and there's no dynamic of elderly Yoruba vibes. We're almost 6 years apart, which means that when I was done with secondary school, she was just starting. Same with uni. We are extremely close, and I'm free to discuss anything concerning me. She even gives great advice sometimes. In fact, most of the times. But recently, I noticed that we are actually very different people. I'm a people's person. If I love you, I want to disturb you. She's the one that says, I don't like text, I don't like call, or too much care. And as much as I respect her boundaries, I'm like, is this it? We had a conversation where she mentioned that she had to be super independent because while I was away, I was ranting so much about uni. She didn't want to talk about insignificant secondary school stuff. We had another conversation tonight. She's now in uni and I'm out. And she mentioned a time where I didn't take something she said seriously. And because of that one time, she's figured there's no need. I try to be there for people. And so I'm embarrassed that I can't even remember what exactly it was. I apologized and she apologized and we discussed becoming more open with our communication without assumptions. I felt a way because she said she sees our dynamic as more traditional. Meanwhile, I was here thinking was super cool and unconventional. Do you have any advice/admonition? First of all, admonition.
Admonition,
please. I mean, me and my sister are 6 years apart and we're very different. I feel like you just kind of have to understand, okay, this is who this person is.
Yeah.
And roll with
Are you close?
it. Yeah, but like we're very different. I mean, my sister my sister will tell you she's going to bed in 12 minutes.
And
I promise you,
Truly.
there is nothing that you're discussing that 12 minutes can't come.
Wow.
She's like, literally by 10, let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
Not even vocally,
Yeah.
I need you, let us wrap this thing. It's just, getting to the end. So it's just, and like, I mean, like, my sister, I'll just be sitting down on my own. My sister will just come over, she have a hug. Excuse me. It's just Tuesday. What's happening? So everybody, you just have to kind of understand who everybody is. And I think what it is now is they are at the stage where it's a good thing that's happening because her sister is explaining to her like the issues she has. So I think she should just sort of take it on board and be like, oh, okay, I didn't realize this. Yeah. There's a thing where if you don't realize something matters to somebody, you might not take it seriously or do it.
Yeah.
And so when the person says it's not really, anything. It's now, okay, now you know that she feels this way about this. And then you take that on board and that's kind of it. So I think it's actually kind of a good thing that is going on.
No.
Yeah.
I also think like obviously now they're at the age where, like you said, they can converse in this light. Yeah. And it's stages now. You can't rush things.
Yeah.
So she probably needed to obviously get to that stage, and they're doing the right thing, obviously, now by talking. Yeah. I think that's the only way you can sort of improve all these relationships. There's nothing else to do to it. Yeah. But I think sometimes there's this pressure to almost feel like we are together.
We're so close.
Yeah, and it's
Sibling. That's why she had been whining. She thought that they were, super cool sissies. And that one is like, and my older sister, please, I don't want you to.
Yeah, but also how close? It's just, they just need more time, actual time together. Because that gap means if she's in uni now, that gap means that you've spent substantial periods of time just away from each other. If you were in boarding school and then you went to you just weren't spending that much time. And sometimes when you don't spend a lot of time with someone,
you just don't know them.
The small time they have together, they will push issues they have to the back burner because they don't want to waste time.
That's true.
On those things because my sister is not around for long, or I'm only seeing her for this amount. I can't spend too much time fighting with her or hammering on certain things. Yeah. You just don't want to. Especially if you're the younger sibling, I just imagine that you wouldn't want to waste time. You think your older sister is cool and she has things she's doing. So if she says something, she says, beg. You see, like, okay, it's true, I beg. Let's move on to the next thing. Yeah. So I think it's just taking the time out to learn her a bit more.
I think
don't dismiss things. Yes. Stuff that she might say that normally be like, what's that? Just allow her. Allow her.
I think so too. And understand. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Because in my house, I'm quite close to my younger sister, funny enough, and I think it's almost like 7 years gap. But and it has never. Well, I've never seen her like, oh, she's so young.
Yeah.
Because she's very mature. Maybe that's why as well. So it's easy to kind of relate. But like you said,
they skip me. Yeah.
Yeah, they call us twins, but anyway. But I think I love the fact that they've talked about it. Because sometimes it's hard. You just bottle things in and then nothing ever gets resolved. So it's good that at least they're on the path towards.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, my final one is a very naughty child. One time I overheard my dad talking to one of his side chicks on the phone. He was telling babe that he's coming to see her the next day. I was really pained, especially for my mom. So during morning devotion the next day, I cooked up a lie that I had a dream where my dad was involved in an accident that day and he didn't make it.
Oh my goodness.
Almost see fear. My guy didn't go anywhere. I didn't cook up one lie that he had something important to do at work and it was a public holiday. Popsy didn't have the mind to go anywhere. It was very hilarious. So that's I say well done. I say well done to you, my girl.
Line is allowed.
That's what you call thinking on your feet.
Yes.
And parents, there's nothing.
Lala, dream.
I know.
No.
Yes.
I know.
You want to tell that lady, I'm so sorry.
A friend told me that his sister, there was a day his sister made one dreadful mistake. She went to bed hungry. Of course, she had a dream she was eating.
Yeah.
She now told her mommy. He said before you could say Drac Robinson, deliverance. And it wasn't the eater that they delivered, it's all of them. And he was like, you can't tell a Nigerian parent
No,
you had a dream.
You can't. And so, honestly, that's very quick thinking. Me, I love that.
On the spot, man.
On the spot, you're just like, if you leave this house today, you are dead. She said, anywhere you drive to like this, finished. And she, he would have been like, he wouldn't have said it, but he would have been like, God has caught me.
I know. But the worst part, he probably have thought about it in the sense that, what if I actually go and actually have this accident?
Then he will not be that I'm not disgrace my family. Because where are you going? Why were you in that area?
Yes.
I remember someone was telling me that the reason why he's scared of cheating is because he doesn't want to be caught. He just keeps imagining that, what if I break my leg in the hotel room? Then people have to come and look for me.
Random. And it's just like, wait, why were you here?
Just, explain.
But I don't think it solves the issue, Shao.
It does.
Just for one day, maybe.
But like, there are really funny things that happen. Like, one of my friends, how she caught her boyfriend cheating on her was so random. This man has an orange car.
Oh, everywhere.
He has a Jeep, like one of those, they're called Jeeps. Those like Jeep
A Jeep,
cars,
yeah.
cool ones. And he has he did one of those wraps, whatever. Bright orange car is really cool. And then she went to like an event at a hotel. Random event. Like, I don't even know what she was going for. She went for an event. And he had told her, oh, he's just chilling, watching football, blah, blah, blah. And so, she's driving, she gets to a hotel, she's parking. She sees the car. And she's thinking, are there two of these cars in this Lagos?
What are the chances?
So there's no, what chances that this is car. So she said she was just like, somebody that's watching football with that. Maybe if he was coming to this event, he would have told me because she just figured, oh, you're coming to this thing as well. So she went, she was like, he's not. I can't see him at this event now. She asked that, oh, is he here? They were like, no. She now messaged him that, are you in a hotel? He said he's not. She now sent him a picture of the car. He now said, he is. But that he came to collect something from his friend who is staying.
He's collecting something.
She said, which? So she said,
he's collecting.
Which friend? She now said, okay, she's in the lobby that he should come and miss her.
Oh my goodness.
And then by the time he came down, the whole thing had casted because the person he was with now got annoyed and also came downstairs.
That's not nice.
So I was like, the man
is bright
buy a
orange.
black car, you said
Yes, exactly.
Put prayer. When we were saying it, hold on, of our guy friends was like, you see, when I tell men you want to cheat, your car is orange. You see my problem. You don't do wise things.
Yeah.
Why didn't you take Uber?
That's true. That's true.
So, like, I think it's all these random things that you're like, Kai, if I thought about everything. I'm just like you two, you want to cheat, you went to the hotel, your girlfriend is going to.
I know.
I'm sure he wasn't paying attention.
No.
When she was talking about the event.
What she was going to do, right?
She just said, I have an event on Monday. Probably even occurred to him to say where.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Because if she had said, I'm going to a hotel, he wouldn't have gone.
They'd have gone somewhere else.
Okay, I have a confession here. That someone like my mom listens to this podcast sometimes, so this is the one she likes. This is very to God be the glory. She'll love this one. This person calls himself Omo Baba. Says, "Hey ladies, sorry, what is happening in this Lagos? I went out last weekend, had a few drinks, and to my foolishness, ended up having a one-night stand with one beautiful girl. I woke up the next morning. Where is my phone?
Wow.
My father's Cartier watch I used to borrow and shine gone. 170K I carry to the club. Pum, the road pum. Vanished. I am too ashamed to tell my guys. I can't even confront her because I can't remember her name. Where do we go from here? So you're telling me fine girls still in this city? Look at his own moral of the story. Fear women. That's his own moral of the story.
When you were committing fornication, you didn't know.
As a stranger.
There was a time, I think on Twitter, that like people used to be like, the thing about you just guessing with any people rob.
Yes.
Like the problem with what's happening in Lagos is that you people are not robbing them enough.
There's a funny thing that happens on TikTok, and it's always at the end of the month, where it's like really pretty girls saying, it's that time of the month where a foolish man is about to invite me to his house and wake up without his belongings.
There's so many jokes
and they always wear like a ski mask.
Yeah, there's so many jokes about rob them.
Yes.
And so it's so funny because I'm like,
Oh my goodness.
realistically, you let a stranger in.
And people always say that. And babes always say that men always used to say, oh, do you want to come to mine? He said, do you know who I am?
I always come back to the story of who stole Bolaji's loud.
Oh my gosh.
I said, Podro, did you invite you out?
He said he was at a party. He did a party.
Yeah, he did a party.
It was a house party.
That's how somebody stole. I said, you see my problem. You
And he now came.
How did you go to find it?
You just invite
Trainer
strangers.
wrote it on Twitter.
He wrote it on
You guys, somebody fap my loud. He said it's not funny. You think people come from somewhere they have training. He was really going on. It's a beautiful girl. You see them beautiful. They dress well. He was going on, and he still talks about it
Till today, and I'm
It
like,
was years
no.
ago.
Wow.
He paid
I
him
just
away.
like,
paid.
problem. See this man now. He can't say it outside.
Can't say it out now,
it's very
of course.
Because
It's
you
shameful.
literally met a stranger.
Yes.
This person could have been.
Now your friends will never let you live it down.
Never. She could have been a
No,
ritualist.
no.
Exactly. You said, I saw a 5 a.m. club. I took her home. Of course, I'm so happy she robbed you.
There are people that are like pranksters. One of my
Took his
favorite
phone.
parts of TikTok is like watching very like regular, everyday people who don't do content in a glossy way.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's one woman that like I think at least once every month she'll just like prank her husband, and she does long-term pranks. So one she did was like for a few weeks she record herself saying, I just need to figure out a way to just make some more money, blah blah blah. I'm thinking about it. She did this for weeks. And one day she knew her husband was coming home soon. She now just tied one red wrapper and stood in a corner. So the man is just saying, gee, she sounded as if he had caught her. She now ran into the bathroom. You could see the man being like,
what's going on?
Well, you could see him getting agitated. He now started crying that she should come out. She now had changed. She now came out. He now said, what was that? She said, what?
Oh my gosh.
She said, what?
Gaslighting. all
He said,
that.
Kenny. She said, you did not see anything. She now nodded her head 3 times. He said, is that what I told you to do? Now, when she finally told him it was a prank and she showed him the videos, he was like, do you know you're actually insane? She's like, this is how she gets joy. That she just thinks of things. This is how she gets her own joy. Because it was so funny because you could see the man
The panic,
Really,
whatever, he was
really
confused.
Confused.
What do you mean you tied red wrapper?
Oh, yeah. No, I'm sorry.
Like, what are you trying to do?
Somebody
I know.
robbing you that you did want is bloody hilarious. But like also fair enough.
Yeah.
Because stuff invited strangers to your house, you said no.
Yeah.
No problem. Now they are robbing you. I remember I used to say that the problem with you men is nobody has stolen from you. I'm serious. Because think about it. You just go outside.
To your house.
A babe you don't know from Adam.
Yeah.
You brought her to your house.
Yeah.
She's fortunate that she did steal more than that.
I know.
How's he going to explain it to you? My own is
His daddy's watch.
your daddy's watch. How do you want to explain it to him?
Your daddy's Cartier watch.
you like-
Mama.
you
How
They
do you
robbed
want
you
to
now.
explain
They
it?
No,
robbed
my
you.
guys will have
They
to
robbed
beat
you
me up.
outside.
Where?
No, my guys will know.
Outside
Your popsy
now.
will ask.
No, FK.
Where?
No, my guys will have to beat me up.
They robbed you outside now.
Where? No, they'll have to. You have to.
My guys will have to beat me up.
So that they'll see that
So
there
that my
was
daddy,
some-
when I get home, my daddy say, kilo shall I say,
You
"How
put
do
on, so you'll be too worried. You'll be too worried about the fact that you are in danger.
I'll cancel my debit card. I'll say, one big card, one pay everything. Because, what do you say that is one girl? What's her name?
Yeah.
What's her name? You don't
Okay,
know.
your dad's like, let's go and find her. What's her name gone?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Do you know how crazy it is to sleep with someone that you don't know their name?
I know. It's a bit.
I'm sorry,
awkward.
what is happening?
No.
Even for checks and balances, you must get the first and the last name. Place of employment.
And you know the way Lagos, what if she's your cousin?
I'm sorry.
Do you know how many times?
Lagos is true somehow.
Do you know how many
I
times
know.
something funny has happened where you go somewhere with a friend of a friend? You might even have thought, this your friend's friend is kind of cute. And woman will say, what's your name?
Almost
Kimi,
sister.
and you're like, oops.
Even my grandma used to joke about it. Don't hide anybody you are dating.
Yeah.
Don't hide.
No. If he says it's from our state, don't hide anybody. You know, my father was very, very active.
That's true.
Don't hide anybody because somebody can be your cousin.
Because I'm like, there's so many philanders that you can't be taking
To be fair.
these risks.
Our grandpa had like, what, 54 kids? 54 kids. I mean,
Okay, so imagine you just saying, let me just
to
go
be
outside.
honest, to be honest, so
You just jump
there was a
on
time-
it.
Yes, there was a time they created a group. They're like,
Yeah.
see, we cannot
Let's
afford
not
to
make
have this.
mistakes.
It's true.
That's
allowed.
so crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Nah,
honestly, I don't know how people do this thing.
It's very scary. I
It's
don't know.
very
But
scary.
it happens more often than no.
Yes, it does.
Every
I literally tell my guy
It's happening
friends, I'm like,
tonight.
what happened to
Hello?
hotels?
Yeah.
What happened? Like even
It's your house, I mean.
Shemi is doing you like
Yeah,
that.
someone
What is
neutral.
your house?
Yes.
She'll still have carried
Or your car.
she'll still have carried the
I
watch.
I should have carried everything.
She still carried
And
the
you
watch.
know what?
and the
I
phone
want
at
to be
least.
very
And the
honest.
cash.
I don't feel bad. The thing is, because throughout I've been thinking, I really want to be like
No.
you. Yeah, I don't feel bad at all. And if you were my friend, the way I'll be laughing at you. You can't.
I think
No, you can't tell anyone.
I said,
Yeah.
in Lagos, babe, run you streets like
Rugged.
this. Do you know the kind of street they run you where you can't even see it outside?
I know.
Yeah, it's
I know.
quite
And she's
embarrassing.
gone. Like,
knows
she's
she's
gone.
gone.
Like,
And
there's
let me tell you
nothing.
something, how her friends are having the time of their life.
You know what's making me laugh
Obviously.
is that when they go out, anybody say fear, just women.
If you come next to me.
Don't talk to them. Oh.
Yeah.
Just come in, hey,
Now that he has
don't
learned-
greet me. Don't greet me. No, but I honestly find that thing crazy. I'm like, you guys are moving around with absolute strangers. That's
Yes.
mad. Oh. You
Yeah.
guys are so bold.
I mean, the fact that someone looks nice and looks put together doesn't mean that
What the hell do
they're
you
not.
mean you came talk to
they're
me in
not
the club?
funny.
And so what?
Yeah.
It's like there's no even degree of separation. So you go to a house party. You believe everybody knows someone.
party is even
someone here.
better.
Do you understand? Everybody knows someone here. When it's a club, it's like
Yeah.
Do you
random
know the sorts
day.
of entities that are in the clubhouse?
I know.
They don't even write it on.
It also depends on how. Even house
Even
parties, it depends. Like we have a friend that's
Yeah.
extremely outgoing.
Mm.
We went. No, genuinely, you have to fear human beings. We went to the beach on Saturday.
Mm.
You know how like you different friends.
Yeah, it's pockets.
So, like we said, we assume everybody knows somebody. This madman said he saw somebody sitting by herself. Just brought her to sit down with us.
Oh, wow.
And we said, it's cool,
Mm.
it's fine. But then he left her there.
Wow.
And so we thought, but he's so friendly that we thought surely they knew
Each other, yeah. So she was just there.
So after I now said, why did you leave your friend there? He said, Tani. I said, Soji, you brought
Someone.
sitting down with us. He said, I was was going upstairs. I saw she's sitting down by herself.
You want to leave her alone.
I said, it's not. I said, well, at a party. And that's literally how we said it.
At a party.
At a party. So I said, you will come and say hi. I said, okay, well, let's start there. Sorry, people are not talking to her. Now, imagine if someone had thought, oh, she's a friend.
Yeah.
So
It's so funny.
it was so funny the way he said it because he's a really so the way he was talking to her, we just thought, oh, they know each other.
Yeah. So she's part of us.
He said he just saw her that he just thought it's not this very getting that it's not nice.
At a party.
He now said that I asked her what one. She said that she doesn't know a lot of people here and she's a bit shy because she's wearing a bikini. He said it's very nice. Nah. Honestly,
at the wedding I went to, so like a couple of people came to say hi, oh hi. The thing is, I knew a lot of people there, like personally, obviously. It's one of my family friends, I guess he married. And so, but then a lot of people were saying, oh hi, I listen to the podcast. So the babe came and said, oh hey, FK. And I just said, oh hey. And like, I don't even know what happened. I just hugged her. She said, nah, wow, is that how you just be hugging strangers? Do you know that I died? She said, is that how you just be hugging strangers? And it came to me, I was like, come on. That's very true.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. I said, you know what, you're not wrong. Next time I won't greet you. It was so funny. But then the thing is, people are so, like, if someone comes to you so friendly, will I not be like, sorry, let's clarify who you are. So I said, well, my sister is part of the
part of the job.
It's part of the job. Don't be annoyed, my dear. But it was so funny when she said it. I was like, actually, this is a valid, very valid point that you made. But yeah, the stranger thing, I always tell my guy friends, because whenever they start a story of I met this guy, I say, where? And they're like, oh, they just... And I'm like, what do you guys... Literally, I have friends that they just message a random babe that they saw on Explore, Instagram. They just say, we have 2 mutual friends.
And the first friend is somebody that the guy met in a club 4 years ago.
Do you get? And I'm just like, okay, so you messaged her, and now she's coming to see you. Are we all okay here?
Yeah. They don't see it the same
And he's like,
way.
yeah, we're just talking on Instagram. He's like, man, I was bored. I messaged her. She answered me. Now I'm
we're wired very differently because yesterday somebody was talking about how he he says he told the story in a very funny. He was like, everybody has their strengths. Some of my guys, babes see them, they go to them. Me, I go. And he's like, I'm very confident. They will definitely answer me. And I said, is it just based on you think a babe just looks beautiful? Like, it's not that you saw her with a friend of yours. That was his business to any friend.
Wow.
Yes, no.
I'm sorry, I find it random because my first thing if I see someone is, who do I know that knows?
Yes.
No, but
even if I see you outside, what I'm searching for is where you are from.
Yeah.
Like, are you just in this place now alone?
We have to be Nigerian men are extremely bold.
No, because...
and what's the other word? What's confidence?
Yeah.
No
He doesn't
matter
occur to a Nigerian man he can be robbed. That's why they're watching.
Exactly.
Actually, at the wedding, me and my friend were laughing because somebody I met 2 months ago, and he was talking to me, but I wasn't really interested, so I didn't really answer him. That's how we got to the wedding. She said, I don't know that guy, because she was there when I met him. I said, I know. I said, yeah, so I was saying hi to someone else. He now tapped me. I said, Afikemi, hi, how are you? I said, oh, hey, how are you doing? He now said, oh, this is my wife. I said, do you know that he did it as if everything is perfectly normal?
Wow.
There's nothing wrong. This scenario.
Wow.
He said, oh, this her. Then you greet her. He was really, she said, oh my God, oh, hey, this one now. Oh, I listen to your podcast.
I know your face. You can't change your face.
Do you know the thing is that I was waiting for the point in the interaction where his face would change.
But he was
dead serious.
Wow.
He just thought, okay, you didn't answer me now. So
Let's all be friends.
As he didn't answer me, this is my wife.
Oh my goodness.
Because I kept looking at him that is everybody in this?
Yeah.
My friend kept looking at, sorry, are we all okay? I promise you, it didn't even, as we were dancing, him and the wife were now coming, they were dancing. And I said, wow, are you okay?
Very weird.
And you could just see that that the rationale in his mind was, it didn't go. It didn't click. So, okay, this is my wife. Yeah. Now we're all here having a good time. So, kilo day. And I just thought, man, you guys we are so bold.
I know. Yeah.
Once, that
audacity,
kind of... Because he could have let me pass. I see he tapped me. Hello.
He could have just ignored, right? I'm like, okay, go your own way.
He said, no, not only do I want to greet you. See!
Here she is. I know.
I just thought, man, these people are dangerous people.
It comes with the DNA.
Hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
So we know how, the cost of living is at the moment. We are all looking for money that can come in. So if you want to, make a little bit of money, you don't want to stress yourself, you can put your money into Bamboo's fixed returns.
Yep.
Where you can earn up to 8% per year in USD.
Yeah.
That is United States dollars.
You also don't have to be anxious about putting your money down for an extremely long time. You can put it for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, or a year, which is 12 months.
Yeah.
So like we said, up to 8% a year, you can save that money in Naira or dollars.
Yes, you can.
And if you're interested in what we're saying, you can click this link to get started.
And get into it. You guys will recall that my team won the challenge. So I'm so sure some of you have already jumped on this, but people on Jola's team are just learning about it. There's no problem.
All right, guys. Back to the episode.
Bye.
All right. So you guys, would I say inherited the business or you started working with your parents? How did it start?
Over?
So tell people a little bit more about the business and then...
In case people are living somewhere that you don't know. You can go.
All right, let me go for that. Well, we didn't start working with our parents. So the business started in 1989, I believe, and it started in Jos.
Oh, wow.
So it started in Jos. And it was a little gift shop in University of Jos. University of Jos used to be cool.
Very cool in those days,
In those days, to go to Jos,
wasn't Ife cool? Because everyone has stories about
it was... And Ife were serious now.
Oh,
they were serious. UJ were not serious.
Social,
right. It was very social. Exactly. But it was cool in that sense. So so it started a novelty store for uni students. So it was a little kiosk in the university. And it was just cards and stuff like that were cool stuff to gift. And so it went through different iterations, obviously. And I think sometime in 2011, 2012. Yeah. So I had gone through different iterations, became a store in Abuja, and we had stores in Jos. Unfortunately, our dad passed. We're both doing our own different things. I think Jenny was... Wait, you didn't?
I was I was in UK, yes. I was doing masters or whatever.
Okay, in the UK, yeah. And I was working corporate. And we didn't really think much of it, but at that point, we just felt there was this kind of pressure that we felt this is something that sent us to school, sent all of us to school, and we just didn't want it to die off at that point. So we felt obliged to sort of just continue with it, at least take it somewhere.
Yes.
Was there ever was it a conversation your mom had with you guys, or was it someone?
Yeah, how did that happen?
That transition
happen. Because that is sorry to that officer.
Yeah.
Let me just...
So it was... How come it was two of you?
Good points.
Okay. So it was... so when my dad transitioned, it was very... we didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
It was that kind of really random, oh my gosh, what do we do now kind of situation. And... but funny enough, just before he did transition, I know my brother had gone on a trip with him. Just before, it was almost like...
Providence.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, he had gone on a trip with him, and he had taken him to all his suppliers and everything. It was meant to be just a normal trip, but look, in hindsight, you're just this was maybe
divine intervention.
Exactly. So, it just because he had obviously my mom had a good idea of the business, but it just felt, I don't know, it just felt right for my brother to kind of step in. Yes, exactly. And based on what he said, my dad worked really, really hard to send us to school. And
he just wanted to give us the best. He actually gave us the best in terms of education and just making sure that we're fine and all of that. So we just felt we owed it to him to actually, exactly, to kind of just get involved and get things done. And so Dele kind of took over.
Yeah.
And I had come back to Nigeria, actually, and we were both around. So it just felt like, yes, my elder sister is in the UK. And she has a family there and all of that. And at that time, my younger sister was still in uni. So it was right. Exactly. Yes. So it just worked out that way.
Another question, because it wasn't something you saw coming, was it difficult to get into the business?
Yeah, because I was going to ask, how did that feel?
How did that
now
feel?
You're like, so you're dealing with grief.
Yeah.
You are now stepping into a new role. And it's not one of those new roles where they're like, oh yeah, take your time. Sure. It's like, okay, this is what's feeding the family if you like. If you like, scatter it.
Yeah, and then you have a sister still in
school. You don't know where
school.
you say anybody. Like, if you like, scatter it.
Yeah,
to be fair, that's like the big responsibility that I think just kind of fell on one's shoulders. At that, I think I was 25, I think at that point, and I just wanted to enjoy life, quite frankly. Do you understand?
Yes.
But it was...
Oh, what an age,
man. Do you understand?
What a time.
I just wanted to enjoy life. But like at that point, it was, it was one of those things where you knew that, okay, this is what we're going to do. Like I said, my sister was still in uni. I was like, we made a promise. I was like, okay, don't worry, you're going to finish. Everything will be fine. And then, because there was some structure to it, to be honest, that was easier to sort of help. And again, like I said, that last trip, it was literally the last trip he had because, it was a sudden death anyway. And I had met up with a couple of those people. So it was I was like, okay, let me do this and then get through with it. I also had some background in, what's the word? In sort of some corporate structures.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me come and put in my this fancy, all this kind of stuff. Something work.
You've learned to buy two graphs.
You understand? Yes, something didn't just work at all. And then you sort of pull through together. There was also some family members or like older staff that had been in the business for a long time.
Yeah. Were there other family in the business?
There was some family, yes, that had helped in the initial stage, but maybe had left. So they, could lean on their advice and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it was more about the old staff. These are the people that saw you in secondary school.
Yeah.
You understand? We had a lady that had been working there since like the 90s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she was a salesperson in Abuja and like she was so helpful, that kind of stuff. Yeah. So that was really nice. And again, I think because the business had been that long from Just to Abuja at that point, even the customers were very helpful. So you had like older customers that would be like, these are the kind of things that we used to like. And so it was kind of just, a continuum. There was a rallying point. Yes. Exactly. So when Dunni came over, then, it was a good time because obviously you could like lean on that advice. But it was hard, like those first years.
That's really great that people rallied, because a lot of times, especially with things like older staff and like you're younger, it can be the opposite story where they're like, I don't get
who are you?
It wasn't something that like, you've been working with your dad from
So a lot of people could, but like that's really great that everyone was like, you know what?
Yes.
So that's,
although there was an awareness of the business, so we knew where my dad, when he would travel, buy stuff. So it wasn't like we knew, we just went involved in the business. Exactly. But
what are your roles?
No.
And like, how do you guys...
And how did you get to that point?
Yeah.
And how do you work
like where
together?
your roles are? Like, are your roles like super well defined, or is it more like a fluid, man, we're both running this thing?
Right.
I love how you're both like, okay, you talk first.
I think our roles are well defined. He's CEO now. Yes, he's CEO. I'm a director in the business. And he's my boss. So everybody calls him MD at work. I call him MD. He's my boss, and I am just, what I do is I would say I'm in everybody's business somewhat. I would be the person people would come, to if they needed like maybe advice on certain things or how do we go, what direction should we take regarding this or that,
Creativity.
Yes, exactly. Because we've done it in such a way that we are not the alpha and omegas of the business. We have a team, an excellent team at that. All very smart, intelligent people that, we filter things through exactly, bounce ideas off one another, and that's how we work, basically.
Yeah. Because just to add to that, one of the key things that we didn't want was to get into the situation that happened when we came in. So we wanted the team to be strong enough that, whatever case, who knows, I might decide that next year I'm tired. I want to go back, or just whatever might happen, so that it could sort of just sustain itself in that sense.
Yeah.
So I handle most of those sort of side of things. She's more of like the creative person in terms of, and then keeping the culture.
Softer side.
There's a good cop, bad cop side to it.
Yeah.
I'm the good cop.
You know you're not.
I like that you mentioned figuring out like stronger structure. Because for some people, especially when you're building a business, it's like your baby.
It
Yes.
is.
There can be a pride sometimes in wanting to feel like your business needs you to survive. It's not healthy, but there's a sense of satisfaction. Let's all not lie.
It is.
When you're the one that can just come in and sort something out. Everybody's scrambling.
Waiting for
Everybody's wondering what's going on, and then you just come.
out.
You make one call, you press something, and everybody's like, madam, thank you, madam. You're like, and you're just there like,
when you're not there, everything is falling apart.
So what is that process like? Because I actually had a meeting with my uncle, and he was talking about understanding like generational businesses. He took a course, and there's some stuff he's thinking through. And I found it so interesting because we live in a country where we're also focused on just surviving. Getting the business to be okay. That you don't realize you're not building the structure. That's really important. So we're envious of second, third generation businesses. We're envious of franchising and scale and all those things, but we're not figuring out how to design structure. Because everybody thinks their business is too small for structure. That's just the truth.
Yeah, but that's not. It's no matter how small it is, and I think that's something that we're very, very passionate about. This whole transition. Look, our kids or her kids, my sister's kids, anyone, they might never be interested in anything we're doing. In fact, it's highly likely they won't be. That's the truth. But then you can create some level of structure that still allows the family to be, some level of ownership of the business. And these things can be done in really small scales. Like there's a business that, we really admire and we learn a lot from. She's an older woman. I think she's almost in her 60s now. So she's about to retire. Same thing, but it's a retail business. She's handled this thing all her life, and she's done it all her life. And one of the issues or one of the things that she complains about is that I can't transcend to, my kids and all of that kind of stuff. And, and she comes to us for advice, which is kind of, because we work,
that's
and
That's very sweet.
The retail business industry is it's very tiny in that sense, and especially in places like Abuja, where we are predominantly based. So she complains about the fact that she can't do that, and one of the key things that she's doing now, and I think most businesses can adopt, is you create some level of not a trust, but a structure that allows the family to still own that, and then, but you've got to hire people that can manage your business. And that's the hard part, like you said. It's really hard to let that, and that baby, it's your thing. You know it so well. It's very hard. But once you can defeat it,
I think it's really a trust issue. Like right now, I'm trying to hire someone to manage my business because I'm just like, I'm very good at starting a thing.
Yes.
I have to be honest with everybody involved about running the thing.
It's very different, though.
I say, if you leave me, people leave me here. Plus me, plus the business, none of us will be here.
But it's so interesting that you're saying that, because I think of it as in home ownership, we're very clear.
Yeah.
I own this house. But we understand that if it's up to me to completely run this thing from top to bottom,
scatter.
I'm going to neglect some stuff. I'll be tired because I'm also working. Maybe I have children, I have other obligations. So I'm just not as great or as detail oriented. So people are happy to pay like gardeners and for painting and cleaners and plumbers and someone to cook when you can, or even if people are coming in temporarily to design what it looks like. And we can see it that way. But when it comes to a business, we don't understand that it's not about completely letting go. It's about figuring out how to make sure that there's something worthwhile. I was watching, like whenever I'm trying to ginger myself about like work or business, I start watching like, this Forbes, CNBC. So there's this couple that started it's like a yogurt and it's like an acai bowl stand.
Nice.
And it was 2 of them when they started. And now they have, I think, like 70 stores. They started franchising.
Fantastic.
And they've been able to do that in, I think it's 7 years or 8 years now. But it was something that they said about bringing in. So they had been doing it. They were doing good numbers. But he was working and she was still working. They had other jobs. And they were burnt out, but they were doing well. And then it got to a point where they just realized that to grow properly, they needed someone who wasn't passion-oriented. This is a businessman who sees the business for what it is. So he's not coming and saying stuff like, oh my God, it's summer. We should have a summer-themed menu, right? He's thinking of the bolts of what that means. So their passion will say, oh my God, our customers just love this stuff. And he's saying, this is what is in season. This is what is on trend. This is what it's going to cost us. This is what... But because he just doesn't have that, he's not emotionally attached to it. He's helping them make decisions. He has like very specific types of... He understands what it is to start from scratch. So all their expensive mistakes, he has never made. You just want to start a business on it. He's starting from licensing. You are just like, oh my God, it'll be so great. It'll be so great to like have a store right here. And he's thinking about it completely. That is not even his business. All your passion, all your love, he doesn't.
I think it's very important to have balance with these things. If I was going to bring it to us, I would say I'm that person that's like, oh, this would be so nice. But he's more like, no, but we need to.
You're nice, we can't afford it.
Exactly. So that balance, I mean, that is good, but then balance is also good.
I think the balance is key. And so like, I think you have to, so for me now, I'm like, I'm always going to be, this is the vision, this is so nice. And I'm like, let me just let go of the remaining. So that it's true, so that everybody can do well. Because I'm like, so now I've given myself, my job is so nice. Like I'm going to have a job called Chief of So Nice. Then the CEO can come out doing CEO things. And I've told my staff that, please, I'm hiring somebody to be in charge. And when the person comes, I don't want guys to make the mistake of thinking that you come and ask me something in the factory. I don't know again. My own is, okay, the vision, the clinical, I don't like people's uniform. Those are the things that I like. So it's just like finding that. But I'm like surrounded by quite a number of family businesses where 1 or 2 people, funny enough, in my family, it's never like siblings. It's always one person and my auntie, one person and a cousin. It's random.
Very random.
Bizarre. But like, how is the dynamic of like working with that family? Because I put it to you that if I started a business with my brother, I give it 3 business days.
I really wanted to work with my brother.
Have absolutely closed.
I think my middle brother is extremely. He used to be very, very. I don't know what happened. Actually, I do. But he used to be extremely business oriented. When we lived in VGC, my brother got in trouble at school, and he never got in trouble. So I think my parents were a bit panicky. They asked to see them. They got there and they were like, yeah, your son is running a store. Running a store. So basically what had happened was my brother was bringing in snacks to school. He was bringing in math sets and selling it at a slightly lower margin than the school store. He was bringing in pens. He was bringing in little gifts you could give your little school boyfriend or girlfriend. And I think the school was so shocked because he was 13 or 12, something like that. He was in like year 7 or year 8.
Sorry, look, if they came to you and told you your son was doing that now, or just that, honestly, wouldn't it be like...
So my dad could not my dad they had to act. They had to act because what had
I
happened...
don't understand.
What the problem was that
Bill Gates.
his teacher was afraid because she opened his bag and just saw a lot of money.
Yeah.
She saw cash in this boy's bag. And when he started explaining it, my brother is not like me. He's not boisterous or whatever. At the time, he was even a bit shy. So he was just almost explaining to her, like, oh yeah, the school math set is 300, mine is 240. If you buy 2, is 500.
I love it.
He was just very like, explaining like, oh, and on some days he brings these types of snacks, and it depends that. So they knew him in the Ebano in VGC. Because my brother would come in and say he wants, imagine like a small boy. He wants a small carton of this type of biscuits. He wants this one of this one.
Wow.
And then my parents couldn't know. So on the days my mom was following me back from school, the driver would say, oh, are we going to? So he would whisper to the driver as we're walking to the car, so we're not going today. Because he knew that my mom, so my parents had to do the whole thing where, you had to focus on your books and things like that. And then by the time he did that, he went to Covenant, and it wasn't like he couldn't, he wasn't happy there, so he wasn't able to think in that way anymore. So I think that's kind of where that's, but the boy was like a mini mogul. He had,
so impressive.
my brother always had money.
Exactly.
Like he was like 12.
Yeah.
And topical for everybody, man.
I really love that.
So I've always joked with him that like we still need to do something together. But what's that like? What for you guys? What is the dynamic of work? Because you're still siblings, you have to maintain that relationship. So what's that?
And obviously you also have like a family that, even if they're not in the business, are interested in the business. So it's like, it's not just two of you and to help with everybody. It's still a family business.
And it's like you said, it's very interesting. We, with the structure thing, we actually have, you call it a board meeting, but it's mostly it's really a family meeting. And we talk about the business together. You understand? So that makes it helps us to sort of put things in perspective. And somewhat, even our siblings that are not necessarily in the business itself now actively, still sort of contributes one or the other. My sister runs interviews for us when we're hiring people because she's a finance person, and all that kind of stuff. So, everyone is kind of involved in that sense. For us, when it comes to individuals, I mean, when I go to a house, it's very hard for us not to talk about work.
I was going to ask about that.
It's so hard. It's so hard. Like, do you understand? I mean, when we see outside, because our kids go to the same school.
Yeah.
And, and you see outside and it's just hard not to, that kind of stuff. So there's a bit of a part of it that, I kind of maybe miss not just being a sibling. Exactly. You understand? Let's just gist about rubbish. You understand? But it's kind of hard not to, sometimes just get that work in there. And it's a big part of our lives, at least a big part in terms of that. So it's kind of
paying
hard.
Bills. Is it a big part?
Very, very big part.
Is it a big part? Even if you are siblings, you still ask about work.
I know.
That's really nice. Has there ever been a big disagreement between the two of you about work that just it was very big and it required like external intervention? Maybe your mom having to guilt trip the two of you into talking. Like, has there ever been anything that came from the business that affected your personal relationship?
Okay, so no, it hasn't. And I think that that's just because across board, we just have respect for one another. It's just easy when, you have very level-headed siblings that, they're very easygoing, no hassle. So we've never actually had any misunderstanding. Yes, there are times when, I am thinking a particular direction and he's, and then we talk through it and we always resolve stuff. But honestly, I can't even think of one. Yes, most times if there's any issue, we just talk about it. Okay, this, and it's fine.
And because of the team as well, because we have this extended team, we really do bring them into it.
Yes,
you understand. So it's easy for we make decisions as a team in that sense.
Yeah, so it's never like, you can't turn to a sibling.
It can't turn into that kind of stuff, you know. We might go and talk about it together. Away from the team. Sometimes that happens. That happens
a lot.
A lot, to be honest. You understand? But then we try big decisions and stuff like that. We try to come to an agreement together before we go into So that makes it easier for us to sort of work things out.
I was gonna ask about like gifting and gifting culture, because like celebrations is like the OG. Like it's funny that you even said you're primarily in Abuja, because I only found that out like when I knew you guys were coming. I used to work. You know, you're like off sarcasm, but I used to work at Workstation. So I used to pass that store every single day. And so anybody's birthday like this that I forgot it, on my way home, I quickly branched. So like, what do you think about like the gifting culture in Nigeria? Because I find it very interesting. One of my friends now has gone into sort of cards primarily.
Nice.
And we're always talking about how it's so different from even maybe when we're in London or whatever, where even little things like, you know, your birthday, everyone in your class, the office will sign a card. That sort of thing. It is a little bit different.
It is.
For us, I don't know if it's our less sentimental, especially when it comes to cards. Gifts, normal. But how have you guys found like the gifting culture? And also because you are the retailer of the gifts, and you're also kind of moving that forward. How have you seen it change since you started?
Okay, so for me, I think it depends. I think it just depends on what. I think that we give big, funny enough.
Yeah.
In Nigeria, I mean, for example, now in the UK, let's say it's Valentine's, you probably just get chocolates and maybe card or flowers. But in Nigeria, people go all out.
On Valentine's Day,
I've never saxophone plus it's actually a very serious
exactly. So it's a big deal. I think it depends, but I think we're big givers.
Yeah.
People give people cash gifts.
Culturally, even. Generally, I think, you know, I don't know. I remember sometimes my mom will always say, you never go to someone's house when you're going to go and greet that
empty-handed.
So there's that cultural element of it too.
Yes.
I carry a bottle of whiskey. You know when people are coming to give you wedding invites?
Yeah.
My stuff.
They bring
wine.
bottle of wine.
I still do not understand it, but I get it all the time. And I'm like, well, I'll just, you know, it's what it is. But so we're kind of like that.
However, some people are shameless though.
Yeah, of course.
I think I think some people just don't send. I mean, yes, like I said, we're big givers, but then you find those who just go to places and do not really care.
I think it's something that, so there's something I've been thinking about recently, which is cultural norms that aren't taught end up being lost. So I think, particularly with our parents' generation, they seem to think that we should absorb everything. Not that there are things they're supposed to tell you.
Like, and they don't actually pass it on. But they just feel like because you're around, you should know. You're supposed to learn.
They don't realize that there are things you think are a personal quirk of your parents that are supposed to be cultural.
That's true.
So you might just think it's your parents being extra that mean they are buying something.
Yes.
Not that they're supposed to tell you that when you're going to visit somebody, because they're entertaining you, take something from them. You want to symbolically give something. And so we don't realize. So sometimes it's something when you're young. I remember thinking like some of most of my parents' friends were just being so nice. So they'll just come with something. Ankara one day. Sometimes they'll say, when they were coming, they brought plantain or they bought a bunch of tomatoes. My auntie will be coming from Jos and she drove down, so she brought fresh food and things like that. But there's a lot of norm that people don't teach. And they just assume the next generation is absorbing because they're not telling. So even with like gifts, I always tell my mom, but I bought her shirt. My mom would say, don't be rude. She's like, and she says this thing of like, because our society glorifies money. You're embarrassed that you can't buy a big gift. So you think your small gift isn't worth anything. So you don't bother. Because you don't want to go and wrap a glass. Why will I wrap glass cups? My mom is like, it's a kind thing. Your friend might give more at you, but trust me, they're going to use it or regift it. So you save them. You shall save them either way. They didn't shall buy a present. Okay, they gifted the one you gifted back. Okay, no problem. But I think that might be a big problem. People aren't saying.
You're right. I mean, for me, one of my love languages actually, one of the ways that I show love is to actually give people things. So I would always give. So it's now a culture in my
Actually,
house.
died.
that's
It's a culture in my house. So I just like you said, I will tell my kids, we're going for this person, we're going to this person's party when they're invited for parties.
Yeah.
And we will get gifts. So now sometimes when I've forgotten or
They
maybe
remember.
it's like, oh, Mom, we haven't gotten a gift. You should get that one, you should get this one, you should get, So I'm very pleased about that because in my mind, I feel like that's something they would grow up. I hope, anyways, that's something that in the future it just becomes a permanent thing. But I think we learned that subconsciously from my mom too, because she won't just go to play. She won't go places without giving something, no matter how little or
Who I'm trying to become is a person who gives out souvenirs at my friends' events.
Oh, wow.
That's actually my main.
I think that's the highest level.
That's the highest level of
On
it.
Saturday, I saw someone one of her bridesmaids who's young, our friend, and she was giving out something at the wedding, and she had put from, and I said,
Are you serious?
all of us the thing is, we're dying of laughter.
my
I was like,
gosh.
this is actually who. My mom was going to her friend's wedding in France and packed 2 suitcases of things she was going to have there. And I kept thinking, look at this dress.
Up till
But she was
now.
just as in, it's not about destination wedding. When we get there, people will collect it. And it was a really nice thing as a candle, but they had engraved it. You see, that's courtesy. Surely it must be there.
I think it's a culture you have
I
to
think so.
inculcate.
And honestly, that's exactly. I'm just now. I don't want to hear that I don't have money. Let me go and find how to do it, because I'm just you know what?
We have
Even if it's plus 20 that I do,
give it out.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah, my
I'm going
dad.
to do it.
My dad.
Because all these notebooks in my house of Kiniko got married, Kiniko from the cousins. I'm just they're all still there, and I was like, that's the one that I'm going to do.
My dad's 60th, his favorite aunt gave out towels.
And I still have that neon towel very much.
She's his favorite aunt in the whole world. And that's how she has been for a long time. She gave out things at my first birthday, my 5th, I think. She's that auntie. If I tell her I'm getting married, she'll come.
She'll
She'll bring something.
Yeah.
She'll bring something. But it's but I'm trying to figure out how how you see the market in terms of gifting, the modern. I would say the modern gifting.
I'm curious about what the largest or fastest growing parts of your business is.
Interesting. So it's funny you said cards, and I'll just touch on cards briefly. So cards have always been our staple thing.
Really? Because I always find that Nigerians don't give cards.
They do.
They do. Because me, what I love is a sentimental card. I don't like when you open a card, you sign it for me. There's nothing, you've not added there. And I don't. Well, I mean, people give cards, but I really like when people
write in the card.
Write in the card.
They love cards.
Cards are a big thing. So in one of our stores, we're able to sort of map how long people stay in a particular location.
Oh wow!
The card section.
They stay for long.
They stay, because people are reading through these things properly.
They're looking for the right one.
Yeah, for the right ones. To be fair, for a long time, we always thought that it was the older millennial that was, looking at cards. What we are seeing now, though, is a change. There's a lot more younger people looking at cards.
Yeah.
But then they want specific, they want it to be either quirky, very quick or witty and stuff like that. Nigerian humor is very big now, that kind of stuff. So the uptick in cards now, we've seen a lot of growth in the Nigerian cards. Before it it has to be Hallmark, it has to be something that's very, wordy or lengthy in that sense. So that has changed. But then in the general gifting, I would say typically, before fragrance, fragrance is an easy way.
Yes.
It's the easiest thing to buy.
Yeah.
Now people want bundles. People want things to be
That's true.
packaged.
I said we're all turning into our parents now.
Exactly.
Just imagine it. But I love a good hamper.
Exactly. No, a hamper, we call it boxes.
Yeah, but now it's boxes.
And now it's cool because they have all that brown paper inside.
Personalization in there, but it's still courtesy of.
Courtesy of. That's so nice. I mean, I agree with you on cards because I do find that one thing I'm starting to enjoy is mundane cards because there's nothing that makes you happier than
a random card.
Yeah,
a random thing.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be big or something has happened that may not require a big gift. But a card, someone sent me 3 or 4 cards after our show. When I got home in Lagos, and it was nice. It was meaningful, and it was thoughtful. But I think that like I said, I think culturally, because now we worship money so much in Nigeria, people are anxious about the fact that they can't do a big thing. And once they feel like they can't do a big thing, they don't want to bother at all. But our parents' generation is better at figuring that it's the thought, and to them is even like usefulness.
Yes, exactly. That's why it's like, okay,
and usefulness.
I can give out this cute box of chocolates or whatever, or I can give her a cutting board. I want all of us to consider very well. Funny. If I give out umbrella, it's not better.
Oh my
goodness. That's so funny. Sorry. Just because you mentioned the chopping board. So when I was unwrapping my wedding gifts, right, we got lots of things. We got rice cookers, all those, the normal things. And I actually got a chopping board. Do you know, that was one of the things I actually used the most. Yes. So sometimes it really doesn't have to be the big things.
No.
I never used the rice cooker because I just felt, I just bought my rice. But that chopping board, I used it for like a long time. So sometimes it doesn't have to be like some elaborate thing. Yeah.
It's so funny because I got a chopping board at a party and that's what we use in the house.
Also, the older you get, the more you... Like a friend of mine, he said when he moved into his own apartment, wow, shout out to wedding souvenirs because those aunties are coming in.
Bro.
He said, you just find yourself saying, Auntie me, buy fresh now. She now said, how come you might be now? I'm coming. He said, no.
They take it so
the auntie will come and say, are they giving you packer? I said, no, ma. I need it. Please, packer. Is it the one with or without? He said now, you understand. Because that when you're younger,
you
want the biscuit.
You don't get it.
And you want...
It's not important. But like I remember the other day, so it was raining and I was going out of my house and the security's umbrella was broken. So I was like, as in this walk to my car, I'm not enjoying it. So people will come to my house now, right now, is this nonsense umbrella? And I went to a party and they gave out a big, nice one. The way, normally, to be fair, most souvenirs, give me the bag, I've left it, I'm dancing. The way me and my brother held on to that. I said, surely, I must sleep with you. So 2 umbrellas came home, I said, you see now. So it's really interesting that everything is like shifting.
It is.
Do you guys do like corporate and party gifting?
Yeah. So that's another angle. I mean, because obviously we started off as mainly just retail, just in the stores. Social commerce is now very big.
Yes.
It's huge. I mean, people, because when we started that, we just thought it was a channel for healthcare, really. We didn't really think of it as a channel to sell. And this is not e-commerce, by the way. E-commerce is kind of separate on its own light.
You mean like Instagram, like social media?
Yeah, social media, WhatsApp especially.
You mean what's up?
What's up?
I find it so crazy how much business people do on WhatsApp.
Yes, it's wild.
Okay, my auntie, when my aunt was trying
Especially the
to,
aunties.
my dad's cousin was trying to figure out, like,
Actually,
because
men.
she's not around. It's because of the ease. So I was about to say.
Are they messaging you saying, what do you have? Or do you guys put those, like, the product thing in your...
They don't look at that one.
They don't look at it.
What do you have?
What do you have? Gifting is a bit more...
consultative.
Yeah, you have to find out.
So you want to ask.
If you're not close to, or you're trying to figure it out. So like my aunt was trying to figure out my dad's birthday. She wanted to do the panorama. And she was telling me that...
That's what we call it.
Yeah, panorama.
That's what we call it internally.
That's actually what it is. That's actually what it is.
And she was telling me that her problem now is she why Instagram. And all the ones she's seeing is not enticing to her.
Oh my.
And that some of them will say, Carlosy websites, why that? That she wants to talk to so that they can send her a video of the person that is going to do it on the WhatsApp immediately. Because she wants to see how they'll do it. Because she wasn't going to be around. She wants to see how they'll do it for her brother. Then the flower, that does she think my daddy would like? And I just kept thinking, this is such a, it's like a process.
Yes.
So sometimes when you do the websites and that's good for
it's
younger.
Good, That's like, I just want to be in here and out.
I don't want to talk. Actually, don't want to talk to anybody.
Exactly.
A generation in particular might feel like, they want to be able to say, can you wear a red jacket? Because the theme that day is red.
Yes.
He only does gospel music. Please, can you play this song? He loves Nathaniel Bassey. Can you play this one?
So are you like doing a lot of consulting?
A lot.
That's crazy.
I
never thought of that.
You have to. Like the whole, like it's, and there's so many, there's different sort of dynamics in terms of like, demography, whatever it is in that sense. And it's also seasonal as well. Like I said, Valentine's in Nigeria is
huge.
Massive.
I don't leave my house on
There's nothing
Valentine's Day.
more seriously than
huge. Everybody's wearing red. I find that so funny, by the way. First of all.
I'm sorry. I find there's nothing that I find
Touch
funnier
of red?
than a touch of
Touch
red.
of red.
I think a touch of red is completely ridiculous.
Also, how
love it.
offended people get when they don't have Val.
Oh my God.
Even if they do, I feel like my parents' office now, they force them.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So that at least everybody's getting something.
Yes.
I find the Valentine's Day, it is so fun.
It's a lot. It's
Because
a lot.
it is just a competition. Do you know, it doesn't matter if that relationship is working or not.
No,
It's
it doesn't matter. It
show
doesn't
of force
matter.
on that Valentine's Day.
And there are so
As I'm
many
in my
trends.
office, let something meet me.
Yeah.
Yes.
There are so many trends. So we find that women shop later.
For Valentine's Day.
Yes. Because...
not that pressure.
No. There is. They need to make sure that they're getting...
Not to gain.
Before you
Yes,
give.
before you start
Because-
giving back. Because you can't just,
Can't just go and be buying
can't just be buying
singlets for
stuff.
one man.
Exactly. Exactly.
my.
But yeah, there's so many stuff that at Valentine's, we have like the funniest stories during Valentine's, like random things. The infidelity warriors. Those ones are buying 10 different baskets.
Standard.
And they're like, this one is here, this one is here. No,
Don't mix
literally, we
up
have
the
someone
others,
that bought 10 baskets.
Yes.
And
10
he was
is
very
crazy.
upset with us because actually his driver went and will go out and he'll go. He said
He got it wrong.
He'll
Oh my
go
God.
and knock on the door and he'll be like,
Are you? God,
Everybody, it was so mad. Yes, so much stuff happens around that period, and it's
I feel anybody in your industry around that time.
Like I have a
Great.
friend that
Fun
sells cakes, and she's just like, you have to be. She's
Flowers.
like, almost.
She said that's why she's the hardest on her
Sits
staff.
down and she's
Yes,
like,
of course, it's a huge-
We cannot get this thing wrong.
At all, yeah.
You have to be.
This cake is for babe. This cake is for baby.
Yeah.
Different.
Wife,
Friend.
Yes.
Don't give baby babes cake, please.
Yes.
And people are very passionate about it. I think 2 years ago, was that when we messed up someone's order? It was really bad. I think the delivery company messed us up.
Yeah.
And Igbo men are very romantic when it comes to Valentine's.
Well, I mean,
when it comes to
they
Valentine's
give a
Day.
lot of gifts.
When it comes
I
to
don't know about the
Valentine's,
remaining.
very romantic. And this man it was for his wife.
Yeah.
And he had taken his time out. He wrote a whole love letter out.
Yes.
Yeah. I'll tell you what we did that was really bad. We messed up. I think because the thing had come and gone back, the delivery people, they brought it back to us. And it got delivered at 10.
Oh,
so
wow.
he was mad. You could tell in his voice.
He was
Like, come on.
So
An afterthought.
we had to think about, what to do. And then I had to deliver the things personally for them. So we went back, we did a whole bouquet of flowers. We did a whole thing with balloons and all of that the next day. This man made us deliver it to his wife's shop. He brought all his friends, her friends. As I was coming in with his stuff, he did a whole video thing.
Yeah.
And then, sat down and was like, that look at his wife. That look how pretty she is. And he was like, and you made her wait. I was like, it was just one of those things that you sort of, make up for. But people really go all out. So it's one of those times that people are just...
Do you guys, are you seeing because I'm always curious about customization.
Oh, yeah.
Are you seeing more of that than before or less? Because I find that a lot of things now, even I was about to say hamper boxes. Boxes. Even the boxes now, it's all very customized, with your name, the little engraving. Are you seeing a lot more of that than before, or it's the same?
Oh, definitely. That's why you have throw pillows that you don't like. It's a big deal, yes. It just makes it more... I think people feel like gifts like that are more intentional and very personal, and they're well thought out. Yeah, so definitely, yes. It's something
personalization, even with the cards.
Yeah.
People want to do things where they write out the cards, put something that's very interesting about it. Everything and anything can be personalized.
Yeah.
So it's... Yeah, you get a lot of that. I think aside the bundles and packages, that's one of the other big sites that is really growing.
Yeah.
Together with the corporate stuff and all of that. We don't do the individual party packs, Because that's very,
that's another
broad. That thing is broad.
Yeah.
You know, kids
When you say
have
it's broad, what do you mean? Like too many options.
too many options.
Yes.
You know, kids parties. You know,
saturated.
kid likes bebe fin, likes cocoa melon, likes. There's so much you can do with that.
He's
Like,
a farmer. He's a doctor.
The doctor is a lot. So there's a lot of people and that's why they said the industry itself is quite large.
Yeah.
You know, just the party souvenir gifting thing is quite large. There's a lot you can do. Bridal showers, you know, that kind of stuff. So it's big.
Yeah, half of the things that have my name on it is from
Bridal.
Exactly.
Bridesmaid.
My bridesmaid.
Anything you see that has my name on it is from bridesmaid question, you know, asking or bridal shower.
There you go.
There's nothing they love
There
more
you
than
go.
putting your
On
name
those
Exactly.
on the gifts.
Hey y'all.
Hi guys.
How you doing?
So
Girls.
MTN has something fantastic
Yes,
for
they do.
you guys.
Haji.
Yes. If you're someone that loves like streaming, you know, like heavy duty.
4K.
Yeah, like you're a gamer.
HD.
You like watching, you like watching all your like shows.
People that test internet speed. Fast.
Yes. You listen to the podcast and you don't want to be
You don't want to be seeing things circling around
Yes.
on your screen.
Yes.
You want everything to load up and move quickly. Then what you need is MTN's 5G router.
Yes, you can get up to 1 gigabyte per second. Like,
Yeah.
that is
111.
boom. Boom. And you can play games, you can stream, you can do whatever you
want.
like. But we personally suggest that you use it to listen to the greatest podcast on the planet.
On the planet.
Just
and
a
it moves
personal thing.
super quickly. And
Yeah.
once you just do it like this, bam, you're in.
Yeah. Where
Now,
can they find
you can
it?
get it at any MTN store or on the website.
shop.mtn.ng.
Yes.
Happy streaming, happy listening,
streaming,
happy playing,
Happy 5G.
happy watching, happy MTN. God bless Nigeria.
Bye.
Bye.
Nice.
What does, I mean, no, it's not super close, but it's close enough. What does Nigerians very Christmas gifting people? Or like what's the bigger holiday? Like if you have to rank the holidays.
Christmas.
We
And
leave for
Valentine's.
Christmas.
Valentine's is
We
is
leave for
huge.
Christmas.
Do you know that?
Because it's longer. Even than Valentine's,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
And everybody gifts at the end of the year.
Yes.
Everybody.
Yes, everybody.
So
Yeah,
all
families,
religions.
yes,
offices.
exactly. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
massive.
It's again, like you said, it's longer. You're doing the whole stretch from about the second week. You know, the week where
16, 17.
yes, where the
Yeah.
kids go on holiday. From that week, and then they're buying Christmas trees, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's back to back to back. So we literally leave for December.
Like everything.
Yeah,
There's it's funny, there's so many businesses that you're like, see, the whole year is great.
Yeah.
But that December,
My whole
December.
business is waiting
We
for
can't
that
play.
December.
December is major.
I just feel like you spend so much money in December that it's actually
Yeah.
unbelievable.
It is, it
I
is.
start saving
Yes.
for December and
For
like
sure.
now.
Yeah.
Like now I'm deciding that
I'm sure it's not July.
I'm gonna start buying. Now I start buying my gifts once I see it.
Yeah.
And I just keep it for Christmas because I realized that hustle
Yes.
shit, it's 2 weeks. I need to
Yes.
find a gift. It's too expensive.
Yeah, it is.
Can be very stressful.
It's very tasking. The other thing is, I think, me generally, I just think people are happier in December.
Yes.
I don't know
It's true.
why.
End of the year.
Maybe, the whole thing of...
End of the
New Year's
year,
must
work is
start.
closing.
Yeah, work
Yes.
is closing.
Another year.
Families around, they're
Exactly.
coming.
Yes.
Like there's so many
Yes.
parties. You're outside.
Yeah.
Outside the
Just a
house,
happy
all
time.
of that is going on. So there's that happiness and all of that. So it's quite big. So you'll take Christmas, then Valentine's, then Father's Day, then Mother's Day.
Hey! I want to be honest, and it's very somehow instinctively I want to fight. Because you just said a factual. You just said a factual statement, but instinctively I want to be like,
No, but I'm not. But the thing is, I assume that because everybody talks about how everybody remembers Mother's Day.
Men always complaining. Men's Day, Father's Day. You people are not this
They
and
don't record
that.
Men's Day, Sha. I have to say that. But International Women's Day is
Let
a
me
big
tell you,
one.
as a man, do you know Men's Day?
I actually don't know. I have no
I'm just
idea.
like, I want all of us to be serious together. None of us know when it is because none of us plus men plus women, none of us care.
I know,
How about
to
the
be
day?
honest. To be honest.
Do you know what
That's
I
true.
mean? So I'm just like, let's be honest, we don't
We
care.
don't, yeah. So
Father's Day is a
big.
big one.
Bigger than
Wow.
Mother's Day.
It is bigger than Mother's
Do
Day.
you know, this is blowing my mind.
There's Probably 2 reasons why, though.
Yes.
One, because Mother's Day.
So many.
Yeah, you've got the American one.
There too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and you've got the British one. And the Nigerians, we're neither here nor there.
Father's Day is just the one.
Yes, Father's Day is just the one. But even at that, when you combine them, it's still Father's Day is
Are you
quite.
serious?
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you know, I'm so surprised by this.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Because
Like
people are literally always complaining.
Or maybe it is that people gift mothers more in general and think of Father's Day as
as
the
the
day.
day to do it. It's possible.
Because I'm thinking about it and I'm
Yes.
more likely to like buy my mom something in passing.
Yeah.
Than my dad, yes. So it's easier for me to say, oh, mommy would like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Than-
true. that makes sense, actually.
Than to buy,
Yeah.
so I will save to buy something for my dad.
Yeah.
Yes.
But with my mom, I could just be like, oh, mommy would like this. Or I see a perfume that she likes, that's smaller, Ankara, fabric,
Yes.
yes, so
Yeah.
lipstick,
Something of
it's
that
slightly
nature.
easier.
Yeah. That
Oh,
makes a lot of
beads,
sense, yeah.
it's just
Mama,
easier.
this is so
It's true.
interesting. I'm so fascinated.
Yeah, it's a big one. So
Mostly
June,
because, again, maybe it's just an echo
It's a
chamber.
noise thing,
People are
it's
always
an echo
complaining.
chamber thing.
And I'm always
Really?
like, why didn't you gift your father? I'm like, the rest of us gifted our father. If it's your turn,
You didn't.
now you're complaining.
Yeah, no
So
dreams.
that's so interesting.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's the gift, though.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's not the gift that you're complaining
The
about?
type of gift.
Yes, the
I
type
don't
of
know.
gift. Because it might just be that,
Yeah.
another singlet.
What are good? Okay, as professional, like as professional gifters,
As connoisseurs of gifts.
what are things that you guys have seen in your research get really good responses for men and for women?
Yeah, so what are the best gifts?
What are really good gifts? Nigerians, what do Nigerians
What
like?
do they like?
What did I just like giving?
Obviously, everybody's individual, but like across the
What they
What-
like
The
giving?
weirdest thing we've ever wrapped. I mean, because we also do obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is money obviously. It's kinda, yeah.
That's not weird, please.
It's not
That's not
weird.
weird.
Don't wrap money.
Sorry, I know people
was
are
weird.
always like, oh my God, the money became so tacky. Okay, return it.
Really? When we wrap the money, they'll just put the money in the box, like
Yes.
and then
yeah.
it's
very
done that.
I-
Very cute gift. Yeah.
It's not a gift that they gave me. I'm happy. Just thinking about that person.
Honestly, can you just imagine like opening a box
opening a
of
box,
money?
it's
Just
just
see the
nice.
creditor, like open it up,
Yes.
just see green.
I know,
Lovely.
it's lovely.
Imagine just coming to my house. I just see a box, I open.
So people do that. People do that a lot.
Yes,
They wrap
yes.
money a lot.
Yes, it's true.
I think that's
I find it funny, Sha, because I wouldn't wrap the money. Like I wouldn't, if I'm giving you money, I don't know that I'll present it like
I don't know, wrap it
physical.
up.
People wrap money.
That's
Wrap
so
money.
interesting.
Yeah. So
Fragrance
fragrance is
too,
the
yeah.
biggest one, obviously.
Fragrance, yes.
All sorts. That's the biggest one.
Yes, and then I think also like home fragrance, and then there's home fragrance,
things.
Home
diffusers,
fragrance.
candles,
Yeah.
things like that. I think are also
Yeah. And then
also-
food. Food but not food in
and-
food sense.
yeah.
So
Cookies,
biscuits,
biscuits,
stuff
things
like
like
that.
that.
That's like a big
Ije-kuje,
thing.
basically.
Yeah.
Ije-kuje, yeah.
That's always
I
the
love
best
that.
part of like a box or a hamper, to be honest.
Yeah,
You always
snacks.
get lovely snacks.
What can we eat here?
Yeah.
I know, that's
always my first thing.
When
I'm
I
like,
was much
what can I
younger,
remove?
Yeah.
when I would be bouncing off the walls waiting for my parents to get home so they could open the hamper.
Hamper.
Because we weren't allowed to open it.
Yes, so I can select
Really
what me
sneaking
I
and
want.
just-
Yes. No, of course, I've
open a
been
little
low.
bit.
I would have been
Gauge
turning
this.
it upside down, trying to
Yes.
understand.
yes.
And so once my parents, maybe they like take you like, can we?
No.
And I love like the really fancy ones. I'm like, oh, them amazing.
You know,
Yeah,
sea salt
exactly.
and
I'm like,
something.
wow, I
crackers.
love this.
Yeah.
I know.
Juicy.
Those cookies, I mean, those are like,
Yes,
just
chocolates and
chocolates and stuff
Yeah.
and all of that. Yeah. Well, people like jewelry as well. But like just, it could be fancy bracelets that are like personalized, someone's name, all those heart lockets. We never used to do them before, but like people just like them
People keep
now.
asking,
Yeah.
yeah.
Asking for that.
That's
So,
interesting.
because like keepsakes,
Yeah.
it's not like you're gonna wear it, but you might hang it somewhere on your thingy.
Yes.
It's just kind of
And
nice.
flowers.
Oh, flowers is big, obviously.
That's it. Is that something that you guys have seen grow over the years?
Big time.
Because somebody was here with us, Adrian. Last week.
Last week, somebody was here.
Remileku
arguing.
Safaru
And I
was arguing with us last week.
Now, they're buying flowers.
It's a big
He was
thing.
arguing with us about
Reminisce
the
was
state
here
of
last
the
week.
economy and that you
Yeah.
can't be buying flowers.
They
up
will
and
buy next
down.
year.
They still buy. They still buy.
Still.
They
Yes.
still buy.
Also, I've noticed that people, again, because of size, people think of bouquets. People are happy with single individual flowers.
Yeah.
It's people are just happy that somebody thought of me
All these things is actually the thought that counts.
in a whimsical way.
Yeah.
It's the biggest. That's our biggest selling flower, the single one.
The single rose.
Yes. Yeah.
People will tell you, they'll tell you to do the thing and like tie
Like
it
round
around.
it, like, notes and everything. It's very romantic if you know what you're doing.
It's almost like a card now, so you almost want to attach it to. Even if you're buying something big, you just want to put the flowers with it. So it's a big thing. Yeah,
that's nice. How do you guys actually? This is super random, but like you have a business where there's so many things.
I know,
and there's so many moving parts. So like, what is the like selection of this December, this is what we're gonna have? Because we see the number of things we mentioned now, plus biscuits, plus car. You have to have fragrances. You have some jewelry. You have some. So how are you like? We're doubling up on this sort of card. We're getting this amount of jewelry. We're doing flowers. We're preparing.
Is that all data driven?
Obviously, like even if you don't sell everything, you have to like prepare ahead for the
potential
rush that's coming.
Exactly.
And so you're the one that decides these are the options. So how is that like? And also, how far ahead do you start? So like Christmas now, do you start being like,
Christmas starts in January.
Stop it.
Yes.
It does.
Starts in January. To be fair, again, the industry is like, there's trade shows and all of this kind of stuff that happen and all of that. And the biggest trade shows are in January. Yeah. So after Christmas.
Here? Like in Africa? Or all abroad?
Yes. They're all abroad. I know.
I
know. But we're getting there.
I'm so shy.
We're getting there. So I'll divert a little bit. A big part of, what we're seeing now is like a bunch of people that want to buy gifts actually abroad.
Yeah.
Might be Nigerians. But then they have family here. Maybe the people have jackpot. I don't know. It's Nigerians, but want a gift here. And they want Nigerian-centric kind of gifts, that kind of stuff. So we're seeing a lot of demand for like Nigerian-made items. Yeah. So, you see home fragrance, stuff like that, candles. We want the brands to be Nigerian. In fact, they want Nigerian inscription on them. That is even much better. So we're seeing a lot of demand for that kind of stuff. So to that point, yes. But then traditionally, for Christmas and stuff like that, it's still there abroad. Yeah, it's still there abroad. So you have all those shows that are just like Christmas oriented and all of that, and you have to place the orders and all of that.
But like, what guides your choices? Are you ever like, I feel like this thing is really going to bang, but like, because not even the data don't support it, but like, it hasn't yet happened. Like, you can see the trend coming. Yeah. And have you been really right or really wrong before?
Sometimes we've been wrong.
Very,
very wrong. But the truth is, we have like
tell us something that you were like just one thing that you were like people will buy this thing like mad.
So we brought this when Christmas, isn't Christmas an example? We started the a list.
You keep saying we celebrations, so don't go anywhere else. Who is we? Nigerians are very shameless. Somebody will just cut out this part and use their own logo. So we.
So our celebrations. We wanted these colorful trees. The Christmas trees. Yeah. So, we brought different, we got the black one. I know.
As you said that black, I said, because of Jesus' birthday.
Aesthetic, no?
Yeah, it's not what to say. You guys are too old.
Exactly.
The problem, if people have been on Pinterest.
That's what.
Yes, maybe a little bit too much.
And so we thought, so we didn't do a lot of the traditional greens.
You went for fancy. You had like white trees, silver.
Yeah. No, but we had the pink, we did like scarlet, very random colors.
Those are nice. It's just, it's far out for
it.
Yes. But funny enough, 3 years, 4 years down the line, that
people
became a thing.
Exactly. You're just way too ahead of your time.
Exactly. We're way too ahead of time,
So what you now do with all the pink trees that you now have removed?
They don't expire.
No, they don't. You just keep hoping.
Next year people will buy this. That's so funny.
And then there's also thinking of advertising, seeding people to seeing things in context.
Yes, in
because
context,
there's some things that until I see.
Until you see somebody interested, you won't think it's nice. But if it goes with the vibe of, I don't know, wherever you are, and events and stuff.
Yeah, but now people are using all these things, you see the blue, purple, you see all sorts of trees now. And it's kind of nice.
I'm going to try and get, because I didn't spend Christmas with my family last year, so I'm going to try and get them to
do a tree.
I think.
When do you put up trees? What's your consensus on putting up trees and taking it off?
I don't like it too early.
Why?
It just feels
too
weird.
early. No, we're not a family that has lots of. Unfortunately, we just don't have as many people visit or come around, and so we don't spend time in the place where it would go.
Yeah, fair enough.
We spend time in the house, but not in the space where we would see it often.
Okay.
So I would say like 20th, which I know is late. I know that's very late.
For all that work.
Yeah.
I mean, like first week. So the thing is that in my house, we've all come to a conclusion. The last like 5-6 years, there are people that come and do it. So the first week of December, there's just one day that you just see from outside to inside. They've done Christmas. And the thing, like, we have all these things in the store. Yeah. So they just come and like they know the game. They just start from the lights. So you just come home. It's usually between like the 1st and like the 10th. One day I just come back and I'm like, okay, we've done Christmas. We thank God. Yes. But the problem is the taking it down. Yes. My birthday is on the 30th. I'm very often, I jam my birthday, the Christmas tree still. It's still very much active. And I'm like, you guys were so into the new year. You can't believe it. Jesus' birthday has passed since morning.
Wow. It should have gone.
But I think it's also because we don't have...
The first week in January should be good.
Should be good.
Laziness to take it down.
Yeah. We also don't have small children in my house anymore. So there's no eagerness to put up. Yeah. When I was younger, once my school starts Christmas carol practice, I started stopping my parents. Like, Christmas is coming. My mom would be like, July Olua is November. And like we have Christmas. Like, people come whatever. So it's really important. But like, it doesn't go down. I feel like everyone is over it. And it's like, sorry, who has called the people that are supposed to remove?
I like it.
But every year I find it so jarring because I'm like, everywhere is not empty. The railing, because there's all this stuff on the railing. There's lights at night blinking. And one day you're like, oh wow, this house is empty.
I have one day post-Christmas blues. Like, I don't like it.
It feels serious and sad.
When everything comes down, I'm a bit like,
I'm like,
another year.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like Americans, because they are the kings of consumption. What they've done now is they have so many things. Their seasoning is now, fall. They'll design. They'll do Halloween. They'll design. Thanksgiving. They'll design. So there's so many things coming up and going down that you never really feel. Once we only have
that Christmas time. Like Halloween is obviously it's huge. I mean, for us.
Is it getting bigger now?
Not at all.
No. Nobody's
the time we thought we could even do some Halloween stuff in the store. If customers, the feedback was so bad. They're like, what's this?
I'm sure even some of your stuff are like blood of Jesus.
I know, blood of Jesus.
Nigerians are so somehow.
So we had to take it out, but we don't even do it again.
I'm like, you people have tied red string around your waist, but is this skeleton that is your problem? I find that I don't think it's ever going to catch on.
I don't think so.
Personally, I don't think so.
No. It's culturally, it's just
it's not far out. It's not. But like, I know. I mean, everywhere else is so like.
I know. In the UK, imagine UK that they're not very
everywhere you go,
it's crazy.
Has been covered and it's so expensive.
It is. I think they spend more on that.
I can't lie. Halloween is very expensive because all these skeleton things, all this smoke. I'm like, this is a lot of money.
Costumes,
and then the parties, and all of that. The parties are fun.
Themed, all the stores
we do the parties here. We're not really interested in the
dressing up.
The dressing up. People going all out to the dressing.
Really. So what else happens? People will paint something on their face.
By the time you put small
one cat eye, one chukuchuku cap, one pointy cap.
Because realistically, I remember my mom was saying it one day, like, okay, so you want to be a witch?
No, they won't take it.
They're like, what? Explain it to me.
Do you know how long?
She's like, what do you mean?
Do you know how long? Do you know I was an adult with my audition before I read Harry Potter? Come on, let me say, my witch. In whose house? I was saying, and then there are spells in the book. You two will now say the spell.
Just just explain the logic to me. You want to go out dressed as a witch. It's very interesting. So like, what's next? Like, for you guys, like, what's coming up?
I mean, so like, I think the big thing is obviously now we're looking at the expansion of the business in that sense. We started up another brand outside of celebrations called Jimmy Vogue. It's more of like a mid-income sort of
It's a bit fancy. I like it.
We go online to the business, but it's an everyday sort of store. It's like a home store, a lifestyle kind of thing. And then, want to expand into Lagos majorly with celebrations. So mainland is our next junction.
Really?
Yes, we love it. We love Ikeja.
I love it too. To me, Ikeja used to be a trip.
Yeah,
I guess. My mom said we're going to Ikeja. Wow, I know that means there's shopping, there's food. Yeah.
Life is happening. So,
fair enough, because you do have a store on the island.
Exactly. And then a couple of other states in the country. But again, as Nigeria permits us, we'll do in that sense. So that is that. But, our online thing is really the big thing that we're pushing out now. Like I said, that diaspora market is ridiculous. It's growing big. So,
That's really
because if you're not around, you want to let people know you love them and you miss them.
Exactly.
So sending
and the
nice
conversion
gifts.
is in your favor.
Exactly. The money's long.
True. That's true.
The money's long. So that's good.
Oh, guys, thank you so much for coming on
Thank you.
talking to us about celebrations and working together as siblings.
Yes.
If people are looking for celebrations, where can they find this?
And also, they're looking for you.
Yeah, so...
Or you don't want them to look for you.
Look for celebrations first. We can come after. Celebrations. Obviously, we're online now. Celebrations.com.ng. Instagram is obviously a nice social commerce home. There's Celebrations NG as well. And we're in Lagos, like you said, at Adebayo Doherty in Lekki Phase 1. And we're in Abuja, our home. We're in Wuse as well in Abuja.
Yes.
So, please.
Come
and it's
by.
Christmas. Christmas coming soon.
Christmas is
We've
coming.
entered already.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, and by the way, we're 35 this year.
Oh,
true.
wow.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That's
Yes.
We're
really
35
something.
this year.
Where's the party? That's a big age.
Are big mass souvenirs?
I know.
Because let it not be that.
Courtesy.
Let it not be that. There's a celebration party and we're not going home with trinkets.
I know. We have
You
a
are
whole week.
disappointed.
Yeah, we have a whole week of activities.
Yeah.
that
Oh,
we
fun.
planned out.
Love that.
Yes,
Fun.
the first week in December.
Fantastic.
I love that.
I love that. Congratulations. That's a really big deal.
That's
Very well
really
done.
Thank you.
I'm sure your mom and dad are very proud of you. Very, very well done.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay,
It's been
guys.
fun.
So please go and find celebrations. We'll be there at the celebration. First week of December, you said.
Yes.
So we'll all be there. Thank
Yes.
you.
Well, I said what I said, pink.
Abby.
Yes,
All right, guys, you know what to do. Like and subscribe. Make sure you follow celebrations everywhere. Leave comments on the episode, especially if you listen on Spotify. If you listen on YouTube, do the same.
Yeah.
And then go to celebrations page and tell them, hi, guys.
That we came
from myself, I
us, do you know what
said.
I mean?
I'll
Here
see
to
you
check
soon.
some of the things they've been saying.
See you guys next week.
Bye. Hello, boys and girls.
No hello. Okay. No hello for them. Okay. This is not for
Boys and girls only.
Boys and girls. I want to ask you a simple question.
Very simple.
Why are 40-something% of you that watch this thing not subscribed?
Very good.
Is it fair?
Very good.
Is it
Other
good?
people's channels that you don't listen to every week, you subscribe to them.
Free
Look at what we do
content.
for you.
Do you pay? You come here, we make fools of
You laugh.
ourselves every week.
Having a great time. Subscribe early. I don't understand it.
Why would you do that?
Is it right?
No. In case you don't know, no, it's not right. Okay, so now you see that button. Nobody will beat you. Okay, do you know what? You can even cover.
Do it in a shy,
Do it in a shy
mysterious way.
So nobody will.
Just, oh my God.
Click on the subscribe.
Oh my God.
That's all. God
Just
bless
a light
you.
on. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.